Welcome to That's Absurd Podcast, your source for everything hip-hop, pop culture, sports, and more. Tune in, subscribe, enjoy.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of That's Absurd Podcast. I go by the name of Juno, aka Melvo.
It's your boy Gene AP.
Your boy Gray.
And we are back for another week of the bullshits. We like to keep the nonsense coming. So this past few weeks or a couple weeks, what you guys been up to? How was y'all Memorial Day weekend and all that good stuff?
See, for me, this weekend went to a white party that was being held in downtown Orlando.
How was it?
It was good. Only thing is, I didn't have anybody to go with me, so it felt kind of weird. I was just out there by myself.
You didn't see nobody that you knew?
Nah, nobody, bro.
I didn't do a damn thing this weekend. I should have called me.
Nobody.
Ball's house, but what you said it was daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Day to night, mid-afternoon to afternoon. Yeah, but it was good.
He wasn't gonna show up anyway, Nate. So
yeah, if it was nighttime, I was free in the afternoon. Remember, the kids are out of school and everything right now, so I could make it in the afternoon or night.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that, but
yeah,
I'm kind of far.
It was still good. I dressed up nice, cleaned up nice. Went out there.
What did I do this past week on my end? Nothing. Just house hunting. Realize this vicious market that we call right here. I thought it was when you're seeing stuff on TV, when you hear them talking about how the market's crazy right now, you think they're joking. They are not. Trying to find investment property is almost unheard of. There's really no investments on it. I mean, you gotta go deep in the hood or something like that because it's standard to pay overpriced for everything, and that's what I'm saying. And in real estate, you almost got to win at the buy. If you don't win at the buy, that means you got to wait till the market gets right, the conditions are right. But in real estate, if you win, meaning if you buy below value, that means you win right when you buy. Right now, it's standard to pay over value. So that means you lose at the buy. Right. You got to wait till your equity comes up, wait till the condition, you know what I'm saying?
There's no more such thing as buying a property with equity in it.
Yeah, they should have.
You're going to start off at a negative, most likely nowadays in this market.
Here's what's worse.
What do you mean by negative?
Because you're paying over.
You're paying over what it's valued for. So
so you pay more than the comp.
Yeah,
not even the comp, the actual house. So say the house is appraised at $275,000.
You pay $300,000,
and you pay $300,000. So you're at a deficit off back of $25,000.
Yeah. And then let's say if it's a fixer-upper. Yeah, if it's a fixer-upper. Back in the days, they used to, if there's a fixer-upper, they'll leave you the money in equity. You know what I'm saying? They say, all right, we'll sell it to you $25,000 under because you might have to stick the roof. Now they're giving it to you at the rate that it's valued at. We're not giving you no extra. So let's say it's now because the roof is bad, $25,000. That's your discount. We'll give it to you at market value, but there is no below anymore.
Listen, even these investment properties that people are bought to flip, they're not even fixing them up and getting a profit anymore because they just are able to sell it at a profit without even putting any work into it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like they've already came in and done all that. Like the properties in the hood, you'll notice that the whole outside's fucked up. The inside's already been nice. They've already done the floors and the kitchen. And it's already the tax is already in there. You know what I'm saying? They've already you could find any trash shit, but you'll notice the insides, the floors already in the bathrooms already done. And you're like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So with them leaving you no equity in there or selling it at value, it's crazy down here, bro. I'm over here saying I refuse. I'm over putting bids 25,000 over, still losing. It's a crazy market right now, man. And then you have
the 25,000 and you still losing?
Still losing, yeah.
Sheesh.
You're gonna always lose, especially if you're coming in with financing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, yeah. Because they'll rather deal with someone that got cash.
Right.
Yep. And these up north buyers, these California buyers are coming with cash.
Someone could bid 10,000 under you, but it's a cash deal, and they getting their money. They getting their money right away. No hesitation.
No tax, and
they're gonna sell it to that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I forgot. Like even when I asked my loan officer and all that, he says the quickest he could do is 30 days. You know, he's covering this, but he probably do a little quicker. But you know, people ain't trying to hear that, man. People want 2 weeks, 7 days. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, the shit. It's wild out here, man.
Hey man,
And
it's
and
life.
then what's worse is the worst part is the fact that you put up. Let's say they got the house listed for 200,000. You go in at let's say 225. It's not like they're gonna say thanks, got it. They say all right, no problem. Thank you for your thing. We'll get back at you. Let's say you put an offer on Monday. They say we'll get back at you on Friday. We're reviewing all offers. The window is closed Friday at 5 p.m. That's when we're getting. We're accepting all offers till Friday. So it's not this is the price for sale. This is our starting price. And then they don't tell you what your competition is charting at. So if you're trying to go in as low as possible, you might be shooting yourself in the foot because the next guy might charge you. And so they don't tell you what the next guy's paying. So you have to keep upping. You might be bidding against your own self.
See, like 3-4 years ago, when you put in an offer, you used to be able to tell the seller, hey, you have 3 days to respond to this offer to accept or not, or we're moving on. But you can't even do that right now.
Yeah, now they don't give a damn. Yeah, that don't.
Now the seller is all in charge. The buyer's not in charge no more.
Exactly. That used to be expect you got 48 hours or else I'm gone. And then now, not no more. Yeah. It's a different game, bro. It's definitely a different game now.
Wow. Wonder how long it's gonna last, but I mean,
who knows? It's wild trying to get your hands on one of them. I tried. Here's my other way of trying to get like a cheat code around it. I was thinking of getting one of those properties down there, you know, like a Champions Gate, one of them at the resorts already. You know what I'm saying? You know how they have how they already have like the resorts down there. You can buy
the resort.
Yeah, buy them over there. And then I kind of looked at it and I did the math. You make more money having like a property like you got, a full house, instead of those, because the ones at the resorts, you don't get to set the price. The price is already set, so they might have it for, let's say, $100 a night, $150 a night. And the way they do it is, as they get closer to the holidays, they might do a 3-day block minimum or 5-day block minimum. But automatically, you can always rent it out for the whole month, and it's always, each time I looked at it, the whole month is always $3,000. So it already lets me know the max you can get minus the HOA and all that. So like in that situation, the max you can get is $1,500 a month, and that's not counting the cleaning fee.
Right,
like,
and
1,500 like total.
That's 1,500 on your end. Yeah, after expenses, the most you can get. That's
good. If it's after expenses, that's good.
But I'm saying that's the max. There's no max on your end on your house.
Yeah, but
you can't capitalize.
Really getting 15.
There's no capitalizing on a good season when you get one of those properties.
You see, like on your property, it's a good season. You can raise the price up. Them, because they have 50 other units, yours ain't gonna be the only one they're gonna have charged different. It's kind of like the barbershop thing. You know how like the Chico barbershops is one flat rate around all the seats. You know what I'm saying? No one's coming different rate. It's one of those things. So I think
those they usually force you to pick the vendors that service that area. You can't even get a private vendor on some of them. As far as like the cleaning crew and stuff like that, you have to use the one that's contracted with that community.
Yeah, so the money, and then my realtor is saying a lot of people that have those stuff, they're not really making money. They're kind of breaking even, and the most they get out of it is the fact that they get to come down to Orlando and stay for free.
Right.
It's almost like a
timeshare.
They get to use it themselves. Okay.
Yeah,
you just own the timeshare.
Yeah, it's almost like a timeshare in a sense. Like I live in Orlando, so that ain't gonna benefit me none. So I'm rather gonna try to get like a house like how you did, Gray, instead of doing that route. It did seem easier because all the amenities are there and the volume's there. But like I said, because the profit's already locked in, there's a max you can get no matter what. You can do the math ahead of time, a year out, the max you're gonna be able to make. In your house, there's no max.
Yeah, but if you're getting like 15 after expenses, that's good.
Sometimes that's what I'm saying. That's the max you're gonna get. You know how
You
you
know
have some months. You know how you have some months where you're booked out a whole month. And you're like, shit, this is like you caught you a lick. There's no
Yeah, I
lick
mean,
on
with
that.
me, like it kind of fluctuates. It's just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
It's still going to fluctuate.
It's still gonna
It's still going to
fluctuate.
fluctuate at those properties. It's just that
There's
when
a
it's at its
ceiling.
highest, and that's that 1500 a month. That's going to be your max.
Yeah, you don't have
You know
months
what I
where you
mean?
got.
but it
But
doesn't average 15.
it doesn't. Yeah, that's to say
Yeah,
it's not going to average 15 because some months are going to be
Okay, okay,
slow,
exactly.
okay.
That's
All
what I'm
and
saying.
you're not
You
going
don't
to
have
make the
months where you
max.
beat the 15. You see what I mean? They're
Okay.
not. I'm never gonna have a month with them, and I'm gonna beat the 15. That's what I'm saying. And it's
But
still
you're
gonna
gonna have
fluctuate.
a month where you only make 7 or
Exactly.
you only make 8.
It's
So
true.
there's not really much you can do with it.
Outside of going to stay there yourself. Exactly.
Right.
But what else can you do beside like what other uses can you?
You can use it yourself. It's a
No, I'm
pillow.
saying like other uses like beside like say can I do like a group home? Can I do like
No,
And
not in
no,
those
nah,
communities.
hell no.
You
And
can't
it's all
even live in
short-term
them.
leases. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't live in them.
short-term. Yep,
They're zoned for rental
short-term.
properties or
Yep.
short-term leases. So you can't even say, okay, damn, this
I'm gonna
property
live
is
there for
not
6
making me
months.
money, so I'm gonna just move into this property for the
Yeah,
time being.
ain't
You
none of
can't
that.
even do that.
Yeah, on your own
yeah
shit.
that's not a good deal. Yeah,
it's a good deal if you're out of town and you like to come to Florida a lot.
I
You know what I'm
guess.
saying? Almost like a timeshare. You have a little spot you laid up at. And
I
then
guess.
you know what I'm saying it's kind of like locking down a hotel for good all year round, and it pays for itself. And if you come down here frequently, but if you're from down here, I don't really see the margins are too slim for it to make
Yeah,
sense.
it's good to say if you want to buy a vacation property and you want it to make money.
And pay for itself, exactly.
It's good if that's what you're looking for. But if you're just looking to invest and make money, it's not really there. The money making is not really there.
Exactly. How about you, Juno? What you been up to?
But this Memorial Day, bro, I really was trying not to leave and go out and do anything for Memorial Day. So my girl wanted to go out, my wife wanted to go out, and I just kept keeping her inside the house. I kept making excuses on not and not putting anything in stone. So because I didn't really want to go out for Memorial weekend, so I just stayed at the crib, chilled, or stayed at the hotel, chilled. But I should be in town this weekend and get some of that Florida craziness, a little back to what's the back to normal at least.
Back to reality.
Yeah, back to Florida reality.
Reality.
So I'll get my fix this weekend and come back.
Florida's so cutthroat, man. I think the Palm Beach County, the school down there, still all the other schools around here are closed, and Palm Beach County is still in session. Because they started the school year late.
Why did they start late though?
Because the COVID thing. So it's like, God forbid, what happened is last year when we had the COVID thing, at the end of the year, because only some people was on virtual, some teachers are going to school not doing nothing. At the beginning of the year, they made sure that it's like they wanted the teachers to work for every hour they got after that. So at the beginning of the year, when he came in, when they're doing virtual, they wanted all the teachers to take attendance, every 10 minutes or so, do all the rounds. So
Every 10 minutes.
they just wanted to make sure, because not only the kids there, you have to go back and make sure you still see the kid on camera. Like the virtual, like I sent my daughters back to school because they were getting worse attendance at home than they were at school. So it's kind of like this, like God forbid the teachers came up on them. They made sure that they're gonna get their money's worth this go around of the teachers, and now because Palm Beach started late, they're like it's almost like they almost started a month late. What they're gonna do is they're gonna try to hold them till they don't get that. You know how summer vacation's 2 months. They're gonna make sure those teachers only get 1 month.
Wow.
Down there, yeah, they don't understand. So the teachers union's Democrat, so you already know how they don't Florida and fuck with it. But
Yo.
yeah, that's our boy. That's our special guest in the pod, our boy Didie. Didie, you wanna give yourself announce yourself, sir?
Oh shoot, y'all already recorded. I'm late
Yeah,
to
we
the
came in.
party.
Yeah, we came in. We give our introductions. What we did this past week. Go ahead.
What's happening, bro? How you been, bro?
I'm good, man. How's everything with y'all?
Good, man.
Okay, shoot. Oh, I
I
didn't
see you
let me
got. I see you got a proper setup this time around with an actual mic.
You know what I mean? Trying to level up a little bit, you know what I mean? Look a little grown manish. You know what I mean? Shoot.
What you been up to since the last time you was on the pod? I know you started your own podcast, Stirring Up the Podcast. If you want to shout that out real quick, you'll shout it out now and at the end of the pod. Let the folks know what you up to and what you're doing.
I bet. Shoot. Yeah, check it out. Stirring up the pot. Since the last time I seen y'all boys, I done moved out to I'm in Rhode Island now. Something different.
Boston to Rhode Island.
Boston to Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying?
What's Rhode Island known for?
It's one of those states that I just fly over. Is that a flyover state?
You don't fly over Rhode Island. You don't fly over Rhode Island unless
whatever you do. I'm just giving examples. It's one of those places that no one stops by. They call it flyover state because no one stops there.
You know what I mean? I mean, Rhode Island is a state you drive through to get to New York, basically. You feel me? Nah, but Rhode Island, like if you want to come out here to get some seafood and stuff like that, that's about it.
Because I know I was thinking of lobster, but I was like, nah, that's Maine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yours already in Boston, though. You're not gonna beat lobster and shellfish. You're not gonna outbeat Boston for that.
I mean, it's all relative. The whole New England it's all that seafood stuff, you know. So, lobster and stuff like that. It's all relative over here. But it's straight though. It's straight. It's cheap, man. Boston is expensive right now. It's too expensive, you know what I mean? So
are you still like in the vicinity of Boston where you know how like you can stay in PA or Virginia and still work in New York? Is that the same case for you in Rhode Island?
Basically, Boston is probably like 45 minutes away.
Okay.
I mean, so it's gonna be a closer to drive to New York. Like I said, it's cheaper, bigger space, you know what I mean? So
are you gonna get a gig in New York? You gonna get a job in New York?
Man, I'm trying to get back into this acting stuff for real.
Okay,
what brought you to what made you go to Maine though? I mean, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Other than the cost of living is cheaper, was there a specific reason for moving to?
There's another reason. Another reason I can't disclose. Let's just say, you know what I'm saying, a little what they call it.
You got a girlfriend in Rhode Island and she asked you to move up?
Oh, nah, I can't. We don't move that way. We don't move funny like that.
Nothing wrong with that, man. You gotta all's fair in love and war. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Sometimes someone's gotta lose the war, someone's gotta win. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. Nah, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? What they call it? Little family situation, because I had a little roommate situation and it just didn't work out. So that was the extra incentive to get it moving. You know what I'm saying? So
because you know what they say about niggas over 30 with roommates.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I seen Duval say that. Buddy went crazy on that podcast though. He was feeling really sensitive for real.
Hey, I kind of feel it, but I can't say much. But you can't be having roommates at 30.
Hey man.
No, most people. Here's my thing is, no majority of people have roommates unless you buy a house. It's kind of like you're just wasting money if you're staying by yourself and you're renting though.
That's not true.
I said unless you buy a house, you might as well just stay together and save more money.
You buy a house, that's not a roommate. That's like
that's what I'm saying. Unless you buy a house, having a roommate makes the most sense because that's more money you're saving to go towards the house. Staying by yourself and renting is a bigger loss.
I don't know, bro. I like to walk around with my nuts
Like,
out.
you only have a roommate when you're renting. When you buy, you don't have a roommate. You know, you just
That's I know that, but I'm just saying
you're lending a space.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
not
Now you can
Lending a
walk with your
space.
nuts out, right?
I've done it a couple of times, but I'm not feeling that. You feel me?
You did a couple
you're in
times
a
what with your
space.
roommate?
Huh?
With a roommate or nowadays?
Nowadays, I guess, yeah. It's like, oh damn, forgot my towel over here, man. Let me just go ahead and get that right quick.
Listen, man, like we were saying at the beginning of this podcast, this real estate market is insane.
Right.
I guess you just almost gotta just dive in, dog. The shit don't look like it's gonna get any better.
Definitely don't look like it. You know
Have
what
we
I'm
ever
saying?
had roommates? Nate, you never had a roommate.
Nope, because I went, me and my wife just stayed together. I never had my own place either.
You
I
and your
never-
wife is not a roommate, nigga. That's
That's
your
what I'm
wife.
saying. When we were just a couple, I never had my own bachelor pad like by myself. I went from living at my mom's to living at my own house, and that was it. And then never.
What about you, Gray? You ever had roommates
Let me
as
see.
an adult?
I was
You
in the
had to when he was in the
military.
service.
In the military, in the service, yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's not his place
His
he's renting.
barracks. Yeah,
that wasn't my
Yeah,
choice.
that don't really
Yeah,
count.
that don't count.
Yeah.
But once I got out, no, I never had roommates.
You had your own
I had
solo
a-
spot though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a roommate in college. But once college was over, I was like, I can't be having a roommate.
Mm.
I gotta fart freely. I can't be in the living room just letting it rip with the roommate because my roommate might be offended.
But you pay half the rent. The hell, that's what
Exactly.
hell he got going on.
The real question is, what was the room dynamics? Was it a 2-2 or was it a 2-1?
No, oh no, it was a 2-1. They had
Ah.
shared bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
bro.
yeah. Dog.
That's that hurt.
Come on,
That's
you gotta
that
go
when you got the bubbly guts and your roommate already in the bathroom shine, you like shit. I gotta wait till this nigga's finished.
Oh, I did have a roommate once. My first property, I had a friend move in one of my rooms because it was a 3-1.
So you was a landlord.
landlord.
I was a landlord before because I rented the house first. Then I had my friend move in. I can't say I was a landlord, it was my space, but I was afraid of paying that rent by myself. So I had to move in to take that ease off. But I remember speaking of that, I remember that every morning my boy would smoke, he'd get the bubbly guts and blow up the bathroom every fucking morning.
What?
It was a 1-bedroom house. So I was like, you saying that
It was a
just
one
reminded me of-
bathroom house, not a 1 bedroom.
One bathroom house. Yeah, 1 bathroom house.
Y'all sharing a bedroom?
Yeah, no, it was a 1 bathroom house. So
Didn't have a half, or it was just
it was what happened is it was supposed to be a 2-1. It was one of the smaller older model houses, my first property. And I think we converted it into like a 3-1, but it still only had the 1 bathroom though. And yeah, he'd wake up every morning because he was so early. He'll smoke, light his J, give him the bubbly guts, blow up the bathroom, shower, go to work. He'd have to go in there afterwards.
Yeah.
Cool dude though. That's the only time I ever had a roommate though. After that made me like, yeah, I can't do the roommate life. I like the concept you're saying, being able to walk out. What's saying? There's nothing wrong with it. You just don't have to be as polite when you don't have a roommate. You just have to.
Nate, your top lip is ashy as fuck, bro.
I just got out of the shower, bro.
Bruh.
I came to give y'all a premium podcast. Jesus.
God, bro, that shit just was bothering me.
Sound like Juno was waiting to say that for us.
Bruh.
He
was looking like what's name? What's Dave Chappelle character? Tyrone Biggums?
I just got out of the shower, bro. Don't mind that, bro. We trying to give the people the premium content.
Oh shit. That's great.
Y'all ready to
I
get
want to be like Nate, lick your lips. I had to say something, bro.
Pulling LL Cool J. Y'all ready for the absurdities for the week?
Yeah, we could get into them. Well,
Okay.
how y'all want to start? Y'all want to start misogynistic and go into this bonnet crisis?
That misogynistic because
We gonna turn it into misogynistic. When it's three men talking about something about women, they always call it misogynistic. So
even though the viewpoint came from a woman,
it don't matter. But if we discussing it, they're gonna say it's misogynistic on what we think about it.
Sprinkling a little toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
I'll give it that. We can start with that. All right. This week, Monique came on and she said, basically, she's been noticing at the airports that these women are going to the air, catching their planes with their bonnets on, and she was like, "My queens, my what she calls them, my babies, whatever it is, my sisters. When have we stopped having like self-respect or caring how we go out, this, that, and third?" Self-respect is a big word because respect has nothing to do with it. Just say, I understand that when do we stop caring about how we look when we go out, but either way, let's just not go out with these bonnets on, you know what I'm saying? And of course, Black Twitter being what it is nowadays, and
can't win.
They went off on her, they're like, who the fuck is you? Type, this, that, and third. And
a black woman just like y'all. I mean, who the fuck am I?
And it was worse because she came at it with her hair still disheveled and she was at home, but she's like, this is me keeping it raw. I'm at home. This is how I look like at home. But when y'all see me out in public,
exactly,
I'm be together. But people like, nah, you in public, you know what I'm saying? You're in public on these online streets. You over here talking. But yeah, I don't see the big deal. I don't know if is a bonnet. People look like a bonnet as the end all be all. I mean, I think a muumuu is worse than a bonnet. Is the bonnet a big? Is that like a big no for y'all?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like you just woke up out of bed and your hair's not done. Because I don't think anybody with their hair done just put a bonnet over it and just walk around.
That's not.
Some put it on there to keep their hair done.
Right. If
bonnet.
Yeah.
Listen, if most women that wear these bonnets. Yeah. Most women that wear these bonnets to sleep probably have what they call a wrap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they use the bonnet to keep their hair
in place. Yeah, not the shovel. The shovel.
Not really in place, but like just so it doesn't get any lint in it or anything like that. That's why they're usually silk or something like that. But it is for when you're in bed or at home. That's what it was designed for. But
if you're about to be on a plane for a couple hours and sleeping.
But no, so that's so
when do you take it off? I mean,
so based on what y'all saying,
when you're not going to be somewhere that's stagnant for a couple hours.
Well, that's not true. You are out. I mean, so
no. I guess you should take it out and then put it back on the plane. That's when you break out the bonnet. It should be like a twin bonnet. You put it on the plane and you get up, you take it out. You know how they have the neck cushions? They have the neck cushion. They should have a bonnet that pops out of it.
That might be a good invention, bro. Yeah, you might have to patent that.
You put the neck bonnet on, you go to sleep, wake back up, you tuck it back and zip it, and you back on the road again.
I remember when I first went to Atlanta with the with one of the advisors from PVCC. It was a older lady, cool as heck, Miss Olivia. When she had took us out to ATL, me and another homie, she was teaching us about etiquette. So she's talking about how when or when you traveling, you don't just be traveling any type of way with any type of look type stuff like that. Tipping the house attendant, what they call it, the housekeeper or whatever. But she did mention that bonnet stuff, and that was back at PBCC days. You know what I'm saying? That always stuck with me, not just stepping out any type of way. You feel me? So I agree. Like the bonnet thing, it's just.
The only issue with that is these rules that are passed. They're only black people that abide by them, because y'all know white folks will go anywhere looking any kind of way.
But that's the thing. They don't give a shit about how they look. Look at the dirty ass Nikes.
You know what I'm saying? It's their, like you say, Carl, CPAU, it's their world. Because these rules are only applied to black folks. You know what I'm saying? White folks.
But this is the thing. When we see the white folks that just go out any type of way, those aren't usually the sophisticated or the proper ones. Those are usually the trailer park trash ones.
No, I'm not talking about trailer park trash. There's a difference. There's trailer park trash, but there's some white folks that just look comfortable wherever they go. They don't even look, even though they're not supposed to be here now, but they don't look like they feel embarrassed. They might pull up on a funeral with some jeans and some what's those sandals called?
Crocs.
Huh?
Them Crocs.
Crocs or the
Yeah,
Or
that's,
the-
that's
JG
still.
says,
You know
God
what I'm
damn,
saying?
I can't remember the name.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
Chancletas.
Huh?
The Chancletas.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? That's what we call them. But they have a proper name because they're pretty expensive. But they might pull up on the
Hush puppies.
Birkenstocks. The Birkenstocks. They
I
might
have no
pull up
idea.
on one of. They might pull up on one of those, and they still look very comfortable. Like, oh, I just came to pay my inspections. It's like when the whole world's yours, you just feel comfortable anywhere when you go out. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Yeah,
feel like
but
represented.
we're talking about black issues. This is the black issue with the black woman. So I personally think it's a
Women
negative
have the
look
luxury like they do.
on black women when we see all these chicks out here with bonnets at the grocery stores, bonnets at the gas station, bonnet wherever they go. Like if you,
But
I think
who is
it's
it? Who is it negative to? It's only negative to us. I don't think white folks are judging us by it. I don't think no other race cares about the bonnet
Yeah,
but
they
us.
are. Yeah, they are.
How they are. So are they
that's
judging?
like
Yeah.
that's like saying they're not judging you because you have your pants hanging on your thighs.
Yeah, they are.
Thanks.
Bro.
Nah,
Who you
but-
think the judgment comes from?
Yeah,
Thanks.
But the pants on your
But-
thighs has like a negative connotation. The bonnet
the bonnet.
is just the fact that you're just at the house. I don't think there's no.
At the house. You said it. At the house.
That's the thing, but I don't think
Stop
no.
contradicting yourself, Nate.
White folks don't even really know about bonnets like that to begin with. I don't even think they even know it's a thing. I don't know. I don't know if white folks know the difference between a bonnet and a head wrap. Because sisters go out with head wraps.
But the
There's
head
a-
wrap looks nice.
There's a difference.
I don't think
between
they
a
know
head-
the
Head
difference.
wraps is different.
Yes, we're not. I don't. It's not even about how white people look at it. I'm talking about how we look at it.
That's what I'm
as a
telling you. So
community.
I think that it's us being critical of each other. That's what I'm saying.
And we
Well,
should.
we
We
should
should
be.
be.
We
Yeah.
should be critical of each other for trying
Listen, like,
to protect our
what white people
image.
do shouldn't be like the standard for us. If they go fuck, like do some fuck shit, whatever, how they want to go out and present themselves, that doesn't mean we should just go ahead and follow them, even if they're wrong.
I'm just saying, what are we basing the status quo off of? Because ultimately, we're doing it based on our preconception of how they might think of how we look, in a sense. I feel in this situation, they ain't giving a damn about us. I don't think white folks are saying, "Oh, look, this black woman."
Well,
here with that
okay,
bonnet on."
look at this. Like at work, do people wear their bonnet at work?
And you're stagnant for
Going to a meeting,
9 to
do you
5.
wear your bonnet.
I don't know anyone that came to work with a bonnet on.
Okay, because it's not
What
proper.
kind of job? What kind of job?
No, he said he
Not
doesn't.
nowhere
he doesn't-
serious.
No, he said he hasn't.
I said, I've never
nobody
seen
at
no
work.
one come to work with a bonnet on.
Because you're not supposed to wear it outside
Exactly.
of sleeping. Just like pajamas. You don't see
I don't
people
see
come
no
to
one wearing
work-
it outside of places of leisure, general. So they wouldn't wear it to work. They wouldn't wear it to church. But you know what I'm saying? If you want to be relaxing a long ride, I can see someone wearing it in a place of leisure. It's supposed to only be for bed. That's for granted. But I haven't seen no one wearing it in a place, period, that they're going to know that they're going to be out of trying to be comfortable.
No,
Yo.
nigga, the grocery store is not leisure. Walmart is not a leisure place.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The gas station,
The airport
the
is
gas
not
station
leisure.
is not a
I'm just
leisure
saying they're
space.
just
The
trying to be
airport.
comfortable. They're just trying to be comfortable.
No,
Listen,
They're in
there's
transit, but they're
Come
trying to
on,
do it
man.
in leisure.
let's be real. It's not comfortable. It's not a matter of just being comfortable. C'est pas it says. It's lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
man.
like,
Yeah, it's-
let me just
it's
put on some
'cause-
shit and go.
right. I don't wanna fix my hair right now. So let me just put on this bonnet and go to the grocery store. Or let me just run to the airport because I want to be comfortable. Listen, there's 101 ways to be comfortable. Like I have dreads. I put on a bonnet when I go to sleep sometimes. I wrap it up in something real quick before I go to sleep so it doesn't get any lint or anything like that. But I'm not gonna go to the airport in a fucking bonnet.
I done seen guys with dreads, the big wave cap thingy. Is that the version of the bonnet?
And I look at those niggas like they have a bonnet on their head too.
okay.
So I don't it's not a gender thing. It's about like nigga, present yourself. Like there's been this whole thing about dress how you want to be addressed and going on in the black community this past couple weeks.
Oh,
And
I seen that.
that's part of dressing how you want to be addressed. Like, if you don't want to be addressed in a certain way, why the fuck would you have a bonnet on at the airport, at the grocery store, outside of your house?
Facts.
Okay, so
but to that, before you go on that one, what is being dressed?
The male equivalent.
What a bonnet on? What is the way the person with a bonnet is supposed to be addressed as? Is there
nobody gonna take you serious?
You address them like a lazy motherfucker.
How you see? Yeah.
So bonnet wear require. Okay, you know, like a certain activities have certain.
Would you want your lawyer representing you in the bonnet?
No, here's what I'm saying.
Would you want somebody with a bonnet on representing you in the court?
No, but I'm telling you. But you said. But what is
you wouldn't want that for yourself? So why would you expect anybody to?
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if you have stripper wear, you go dress them like a stripper. What is the address of a bonnet wear? How you address someone with a bonnet?
You address them the same way you address a lazy motherfucker.
So
just disregard.
You address them the same way as somebody that's not well kept. You address them the same way as you would address someone that is just pure lazy.
You know, I got
some respectful people, so I don't know what does that even mean.
No, I got it.
You know what I'm saying? We teach everyone, regardless, you treat everyone with respect till you're disrespected. So I don't get the.
No, I got it.
You don't show them.
Well, the whole address how you want to be addressed is not concerning the bonnet part. That's just how you carry yourself is how you should be addressed.
I got it.
Go ahead. What you got?
So let's say this. Let's say let's say I see a bad chick at the mall. I might approach her. I definitely would approach her differently than I would approach one that's nicely dressed. If I see a person with a bonnet, that's not to say I'm approaching disrespectfully either. I might come at them with a little bit of swag, like, yo, what's good with you? What you got going on or whatever? Look like you doing something, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna approach this one a little bit more. How do I say it? I don't want to say
with more respect,
more cautious. You might offer to pay
with like a higher class of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you might offer to pay one's bills while the other you might offer to take to steak dinner.
Something in that degree, you know what I'm saying?
Because the difference between me and that situation, I'm not even addressing that person with the bonnet on.
All at it. You're like,
so that person, I'm just putting my blinders on. I don't see you because this is not how you're supposed to be out in public. So I'm not even addressing you to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't even exist right now.
Yeah, you don't look like you got nothing going on in life.
That's what I'm trying to. Maybe I'm just trying to smash.
So
what she got an ass on her.
Here's a question: what do you guys consider the male version, the equivalent of a bonnet?
It would have to be a wave cap because there's no reason a wave cap's supposed to be out.
There's a wave cap, and there's also like I seen niggas come out.
Blue rags.
You got niggas wearing tank tops or basketball shorts.
I'll give you basketball
flip
shorts.
flops.
Y'all know niggas wearing basketball shorts.
That exactly what I was gonna say.
I'll give you basketball shorts.
I thought about this too, and my equivalent to a female with a bonnet on and a male, the male equivalent to me is when you see niggas with flip flops and socks on.
Flip flops and socks.
Oh, because you could have done one or the other, right? You're like, why?
No, I guess it comes down to just the slides. Like me myself, I'm not leaving the house with just slides unless I'm going to the beach, or even if I'm like going to Nate's house to do something for Nate, I'm not leaving my house in flip flops.
Okay, I go out in some flops, but I always got sneakers in the car though.
Because you one of these ghetto ass niggas that we talk
But that's
about.
when I'm going to your house though.
Yeah, if you're like, I understand if you're going to one destination, where it's cool. But like if I'm like, say for instance, I'm going to your house and I threw on some flip flops, I can't even stop at the gas station or at the grocery store to pick anything up and make a quick stop. I have to go home and change and put on some fucking shoes before I go to the fucking store.
Nah, that's a little much. I won't put that for what's name.
So that's just me though.
Yeah, I would sandals. I could wear sandals to the store and stuff, but I can see your thing. But I'm not going to know. Let's say it's a birthday party or a dinner or a group hangout. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I'm not even going to Target.
I can wear sandals to Target.
See, and God forbid something happens too. Now you got to run. You slipping them damn sandals.
Yeah, sandals really don't have any good reason other than the fact that they are comfortable in a sense, because sneakers are all purpose. You know what I'm saying? Sneakers are all purpose. You know what I'm saying? If it's raining, you know what I'm saying, you're covered. Yeah, the sandals, especially if it rains, it becomes an issue. But I say the male equivalent has got to be the wave cap and
the basketball shorts
and the tank tops, depending on what's the name.
Well, to defend the basketball shorts, I mean, you wear that to the gym, the court.
Yeah, if you're going to
but you're not really at the gym though. It has become a very lazy thing because you're not at the gym like that. It's like the women wearing the active wear and they're not being active. It's a lie.
Well, the bonnet's not active. So.
That's what I'm saying. The active wear is them wearing the tights. You know how it look like they're about to work out and they wear the outfit, but they ain't going to the gym. You know, because it looks good. They wear it as leisure wear.
That's not athleisure wear, so it's kind of different.
They wear it as that, but they're not. It's active wear. They're wearing it as leisure.
Leisure.
It's just there's no different than a guy wearing basketball shorts and he ain't about to go play ball or going to the court. It's a laziness because it's like wearing stretchy pants.
Yeah, I don't approach them folks either that have on gym clothes and you're at the bar.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's wild.
That's
crazy.
And you'll definitely see women walking around and it's active wear, like Nate said, and not
women do it, and because
don't
they
even have a
look
gym
good,
membership.
they still look good with it, and they still have full conversations. They'll go out with leisure wear anywhere.
Wow,
it's $1 billion marketplace because of that. Lululemon, Nike, Adidas, all of them have the women active wear, all different kind of styles. You know what I'm saying? But we could look wild as guys with basketball shorts inside of a bar. You know what I'm saying? The only people I used to know that wear basketball shorts everywhere growing up used to be the kids I used to play in the basketball teams. You know what I'm saying?
And it was only the bum ass niggas ones though.
I used to feel almost all the niggas that was in the team were bum ass niggas. Like they didn't know how to dress. Their dress code used to always be.
You already know some of these athletes were stylish and knew how to dress and what's like that. Those weren't the ones where I wear basketball shorts all over the place.
Okay,
it was the niggas that's what gave them pride was that I'm a basketball player. So they wore basketball shorts everywhere.
They used to call ball is life.
KD ass niggas.
If you look at the other ones,
KD does that too as a pro. On and off the court, he's got basketball shorts.
KD's that nigga.
Oh, is he? I'm not sure.
I haven't done that, but I won't be surprised. That's the truth, though. I mean, KD ain't even got time to brush his hair.
Brush his goddamn hair. So why would he not be that nigga?
Yeah, exactly. KD can't even brush his goddamn hair, bro. I would have put it past him.
So yeah, ladies, if you're listening, don't wear the bonnet outside the house. It makes all of us look bad. It's embarrassing to me.
That's one of the things. That's one of the weights of being black folks. That it's one of those things. Like, remember I tell you once when I had a class, and then the teacher pulled me to the side and like, "Hey man, I want you to pass, man. You're the only black guy in my class." And until he said it, I hadn't noticed it. I had to drop the class. Like, man, I don't need that pressure on me, bro.
But that's the thing when you're a minority. When you're a minority, you represent the whole community. That's just part of being a minority.
Said, hey, I want you to pass the class. You're the only black guy in the class. I'm like, man, I don't need this pressure on me, bro. I'm out there.
That was the opposite effect of what you trying to do to you.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't need that pressure on me, bro. I'm supposed to represent the whole community. Hell no, man. I'm out.
Hey, God damn it, they failed again.
That's the thing. See, you're supposed to use that to your benefit.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a teacher that
math, and that was really not my strong suit. And I'm getting about this before I get a failing grade and make the whole culture look bad. Let me get them out of here, and we out by default. before I make the whole culture look bad. Now the culture ain't got to feel engraved. You're good.
No, you're supposed to let me show you how you're supposed to play that to your benefit. You have to say, okay, I got you. When I know the answer, I'm gonna give you this look, I'm gonna do this, and you can call on me and I'm gonna give you the right answer. And he's gonna be like, okay, I know the cues. So I'm gonna call on Nate every time he does this so we could make the minority shine in the classroom. And then you would have ended up with an A.
I don't know. I didn't see
you
that.
wild too, bro.
He was the black teacher, and I was the only black kid in there. And I said, "Let me get the fuck up out of here, bro."
That's how you supposed to finesse that grade out of him, bro. He'll give you a C plus, even if you had a D, based on if that was his mindset of that. I need these black kids to represent for us. So he would look out for you.
Yeah, cool dude too, man. Yeah, I got up out of there. So you saying that it's made, so yeah, everyone's okay with that. It's a no-go on the bonnet.
Hell no.
Yeah, it's a no-go for me, man.
That's
So
a hell no.
I'm a file this as another black tax. In a sense,
You guys have wives. Would you leave the house and your wife have a bonnet on the house? How comfortable would you be?
Hell no.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, see, that's another thing. We're all Islanders, so we already know that's a no-go for sure. But Islanders also have this thing of worrying about how the people look like. You know what I'm saying?
That whole Islander thing. That's not even reality anymore, because it's not just the African Americans doing it.
It's not, but we already know if they're from the islands.
The Islanders do it just as much as the other people that are here.
They're not picking that up from the islands, though. That's a trait they get when they touch Pakistan. They're not picking it up.
The one that Americanized does it.
Yeah, exactly. They're not picking that up from the islands.
It's just the
Africans doesn't do it. The English doesn't do it. The French, the European black doesn't do it.
It's once they become like Americanized in a sense.
It's not. I think it's just how you carry yourself. Period. If you don't care about your appearance, you're gonna do it regardless of where you're from.
That says a lot about you. It says you got nothing going on. You don't care. like.
And the thing is, you really could have opportunities, but you really could have something going on with you. But look at all the pushback. The pushback. Lazy people always have a pushback.
True.
When we didn't want to do chores before we get whooping or whatever. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. Always pushback. Same thing with the bonnet. You don't want to do your hair, fine. Put a hat on or whatever. But the bonnet, that one's it's not a good look. You know?
I feel we're just in this culture of we're in a lazy culture. Like they like to call these millennials. We are in a lazy culture, and they do have a pushback. No one wants accountability. No one wants responsibility. Mm-hmm. And everybody else want to shift blame. So yeah, I will give you that. That's why she got so much pushback. And I know I don't feel she was wrong in a sense, but I no matter what she would have said, I think people would have blown back at it in a sense. Like I said, there's already this joke on Twitter where they call it LLC Twitter, where they're mad at anyone because anytime you come up with something, someone's like, "Man, you stupid! You could took this and did an LLC." It's a bunch of people that's overhyping the effects of business, but at least it's still a good ending. But now people they make fun of LLC Twitter, and it's just like, oh wow, they make it seem like it's a negative to try to have a business and empower yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's the same Twitter that's always got a joke about the PPE loans. You know what I'm saying? It's always a anti-entrepreneur, anti-getting the bag, anti-any. They're always propping up the losers, the winners. They're always trying to turn them into a bad guy.
Hater mentality, dog.
That's why I feel your boy got so much love, man. Your boy Kwame.
And also don't forget, who was the one that was going crazy after Derek Jackson's wife for wearing the bonnet for everybody to see?
Yeah.
Don't forget that too.
But look how they flipped it. You see how quick they flipped it?
But that's what I'm saying. Don't forget.
People always want blame. Look how they flipped it all of a sudden and act like it's an issue that it's a bonnet. We're not even saying it's the same Twitter playing both sides of the thing. So
that's all I gotta say. The same people that's saying don't tread on me, I want to wear my bonnet. It's the same people that went crazy on her. Just saying.
Oh.
Never forget.
Well, there's a that does like it does damage the image of like a black woman. Even though white woman's doing it, they're still gonna have the privilege and they're gonna get the opportunities. But for you, you're already at the bottom. You already have all these things against you already. So that's just more to add to the to stack up against you already.
I don't know if it damages the image of the black woman. I don't know if that's
it is. It's not what you think, Nate. It is, bro. It is.
I don't know who's it damaging it to. Who the hell is damaging it to? If the black woman's already at the bottom of people's barrel, who is it damaging it to? It's like just saying the saggy pants is damaging the image of the black man. The image
does. What are you talking about? It does.
The image is already coincide with the black man.
How can anybody take you serious when you get
every time you see an extra black man? It's not adding.
Would you want a man's with their pants sagging represent you in the court? You wouldn't. Would you do business like with a man sagging their pants? Most likely you wouldn't.
Correct, but in a court of law, there's a specific there's a specific set of dress code.
If you wouldn't do business with him, what would you expect anybody else to do business with him?
But that's what I'm saying. But I don't think I don't think it's damaging anymore. I think the damage is already there. It's not damaging anymore.
Yeah, it's more damaging. You can't move forward. You can't grow. That's what
have you ever heard of the phrase digging yourself into a
deeper hole,
a deeper ditch or whatever?
Yeah, digging yourself into a bigger grave. Yeah, digging your own grave in a sense. Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Like just because you're at the bottom, don't mean you have. That don't mean all things go. Yeah.
Listen, we're just arguing semantics because we all against the bonnet. I'm just saying I think this could be some of us getting on our own psyches.
Well, this is new. It's not something that's been around. It's not like
it's not new.
Our women back then was walking in public in bonnets.
If they was walking outside in bonnets, they was outside ready to whoop.
I'm at the muumuus on. The bonnet their days was the muumuus.
What are you talking about? The muumuus? You know what muumuus are?
Yeah, the muumuus. You know what I'm talking about?
It's a nightgown.
People don't wear that when they go out the house and that sometimes. You don't see people what you're saying, a parent might embarrass you, pop out with the muumuu on, they tell you to come inside the house where that doesn't happen. There's some people that you don't caught a couple parents trifling out here with the muumuu on.
Those are the ones that's coming outside ready to whoop some ass. They're not thinking about shit at that time.
It's still embarrassing though.
It is. That's the whole point. Get your ass inside before I whoop your ass in front of your friends.
Let's get it. What else do we have? What do we? That was. I guess that'd be pop culture. I don't know if that would be misogynistic.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I'll say it is.
That kind of covered the other thing. We didn't cover that last week with the lady and the guy. I forgot what podcast it was, and the lady was saying how they said dress how you want to be addressed, and the lady said, yes, you're absolutely right. If you on this page naked, this, that, and the third, don't be mad if a guy's trying to slide in your DMs and trying to smash. And people were shocked that the woman agreed to that. And the guy was like, no, I'm still going to teach you respect if you're naked. And the lady was like, how the hell? If you dress a certain way, if you dress, you know what I'm saying? If you were, they use, I don't forgot the analogy you said. I might use that lawyer one that you said, I'm not going to expect my lawyer to be dressed in basketball shorts, you're saying. You go just a certain way, but if you check the threads, they all flipped on the woman. They called her the pick me woman, which I didn't know was a thing, but pick me women or pick me men are people that sides with the opposite sex because they want, hey, pick me. They want their approval so much.
Right. Those are the panderers. Those are the panderers who call them.
So that's what I'm saying. They called the woman that agreed with what we said a pick me woman.
I saw that. I saw that too, but it's not like she was wrong on her stance.
If you check the thread, majority of them went off on her. And it's like, you've got a problem with these women, this, that, and third. Shit, they don't want to be pick me, this, that, and third. And they're bigging up the dude that's saying he's going to still treat them with respect. I was like, no one said disrespect was an option. He only one that made, you see a broad naked, you might try to holler at him different than when you might see them dressed, but I don't mean, neither of them calls for disrespect. Who says disrespect is an option? That's what I don't understand when people saying that. Neither said disrespect. That's just a different approach.
It was the guy that was saying that brought in disrespect into it.
That's what I'm saying. Neither.
She never said you should disrespect her. She never said you're gonna disrespect her. You're just gonna address her how she's dressed.
A different approach.
That doesn't mean disrespect. And that's what I think a lot of folks don't understand is that just because I don't address you a certain way doesn't mean I'm disrespecting you.
Exactly. It's like Didie just said exactly. Like he might try to just be smashing. That don't mean it's disrespectful. what makes trying to smash? You know what I'm saying? It's different than saying I'm trying to wife you. It's two different ways you're gonna try to go about it. But that don't mean it's disrespectful. Trying to smash don't have to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? It just the way that we look at it. Like I guess everyone wants you to come at it as the try to, you know what I'm saying, try to wife in a sense.
It's easy. It's easy. Like if you see a person that's dressed a certain type of way, you might think like that's harder access. Like this one's dressed up all naked.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, this might be an easy move right here. So let me jump in there. No disrespect.
You might go exactly the one that's more easier access. You might go for broke. You might say, sure, let me swing for the fence. If I strike out. This other one, you're like, let me play it safe and try to build my way in. Let me go to first base, second base, then try to run the fourth. As opposed to let me try to knock it out the park from first bat. But like, hey, what you trying to do tonight? Make it easy. Neither has to be disrespectful. It's just the way public looks at it. Everyone wants you to take all four routes. You know what I'm saying? They want you to take caution. When you're like, wait, you don't.
Everybody wants you to have blinders on, like you can't see what's in front of you.
Yeah.
So like if I see someone that's dressed like a let's say thought, don't mean I'm gonna disrespect you, but don't expect me to talk to you in the same manner as I see a chick in a 3-piece suit.
Exactly.
The approach is always gonna be different.
Yeah. But they look at it as it's unfair, and I'm like, but that's just how society is. I mean, everyone has their biases.
About yourself too, about what you wear. I mean, a lot of times, you know, like your clothing is also like a language. It speaks. It says something. You know what I'm saying?
And I think everybody knows this too, because like if we use the analogy that if you go to the strip club and you see a chick walking around in bikini and a bikini suit at the strip club, you're gonna assume she's working there.
Exactly.
So you might say, "Hey, can I get a dance?" or whatnot. But if she didn't have that attire on, you wouldn't assume that she's what's name. So the way you're dressed definitely gives people the right to approach you a certain type of way.
It speaks. It says something.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, but it's just nowadays with people like
dress codes are here for a reason, man.
Yeah.
You don't see a lawyer in basketball shorts, you know, going to court. I mean, you don't see like, you know, a businessman, you know, in his gym shirt and he sweats, you know, like just, you know, on a during business hours trying to conduct business like that. Depending on what field he's in.
Yeah, you're right. The dress codes are there for a reason. We may not be responsible for the reason, good or bad, but they're there. We're just acknowledging they exist. You know what I'm saying? The same way like they don't. You know, the same way they don't be wanting beards and jobs and shit like that.
It's almost like people trying to revert all this shit back, like, you know, to shit that we already know.
People trying to do whatever the fuck they want. That's what it is. We've noticed that a long time where everybody wants to just do what they want and they want no judgment about it either. That's what they want.
Shout out to motherfucking, what's her name, bro? The slut walk joint.
Yeah, exactly. People want a no judgment zone, but like that ain't gonna happen. It's not human nature.
People act like context doesn't matter.
Exactly.
If we're in an environment where it calls for you to dress like this, then okay. But if we're at a business meeting and you're dressed in a thong, what the hell do you want from everybody else that knows the context of this gathering?
So basically at this point, when they post pictures like that, they just want you to give them not all the likes and nice comments, but don't slide up in the DM talking crazy. I mean, that's it. It's just I'm just posting this half naked picture just for the likes, and that's it. Don't do all that extra stuff.
Yeah, it's wild. They don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into, I guess, y'all got anything else? I guess I don't know if that'd be pop culture. I just keep leaning towards hip hop, I guess.
Oh, I still got some more.
What, Greg?
Pop culture?
We had, Safari and
that'd be hip hop.
Wife. Hip hop? I never consider Safari as hip hop.
He's on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, Love and Hip Hop, but he's not hip hop though. I never heard him spit any bars, so he's not.
Safari got bars. They just sound like Nicki Minaj bars, but they're bars. Nonetheless, he just raps like a female.
No album, no EPs, no tracks.
He had that one smash on the Breakfast Club, and I felt like they kind of laughed him out the room.
He had a couple ones that went, but
I'm gonna
he
laugh.
had a couple songs that went.
It's just that it was Safari.
What do you
Right.
think about Safari and his girl, Dre?
Well, I guess they were filing for divorce because they couldn't get along. Fighting.
But that's the thing. Like when you I think that relationship was built on love and hip hop, and they got married because of love and hip hop.
Built on
So
clout.
when you let a reality show dictate who you date and who you marry, what the hell do you expect once you're off of that show?
Yeah, once the show's over, the marriage is over too.
Right? Because I don't think it was a genuine mutual connection where they just met each other randomly. They met in the context of love and hip hop, and love and hip hop pushed that you guys are in a relationship. We're gonna make you guys in a relationship because we know love and hip hop is off stage. So they curated that relationship, and then you guys decided to go further on with it. What did they expect?
Yeah, it's sad. You know, he got married. It's a sad state of affairs after, you know, this is the dude that used to date the Nicki Minaj. Now he's dating some love and hip hop chick, and you know, I guess whatever you got to do to keep the bag alive.
But that's the thing; they actually had a kid together.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's how, man. That Hollywood is a beast, bro. It's a different animal. Like, think of like one of the like I bring up all the time. Young Jock, who fucking had a phenomenal debut album, who had break records when he first came out. Think of all the bullshit he's doing now to stay up. From the funny hairdos, is that a third? I mean, he always had no problem picking jokes at himself. I guess that's the reason you can look at his career then. But for the body of work when he first came out, he was a contender to be an artist that could have stuck around, bro. He didn't have to go this avenue, I don't think. So I think he kind of sold himself short to try to stay relevant, especially how successful his first album was fucking phenomenal for Fire first album, especially Breakthrough. He was on them saying the song was charting. You know what I'm saying? I think the single might have went platinum. The shit was crazy. And now he's on Love and Hip Hop. These niggas being roommates with fucking Lil Scrappy and shit. The shit, it was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But you know, people do all sorts of shit to keep that fame alive, but it's sad what they'll do.
Don't bring up that roommate stuff because you might trigger Didie.
I'm good.
We're talking about 2 millionaires or former millionaires having a, you know what I'm saying? The shit was crazy. I think Scrappy came on the Breakfast Club this past week saying how people weren't taking them serious after Love and Hip Hop. Yeah,
why would you?
You get your ass whooped on Love and Hip Hop and shit.
Yeah,
that's CBJ, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, this shows the black people's version of Dancing with the Stars, man.
Yeah, CBJ put them hands on your butt.
Put the pause. He put the pause on them.
So,
yeah,
all his previous lyrics was like,
yeah, when you doing that gangster talk, and Stevie J
all them gangster songs.
Damn.
They ran down on the boy.
R&B bust his ass up, huh?
And that should make you think about the video where he got pushed off stage by the security guard.
Who, Scrappy?
Yeah.
Oh god,
that's wild, man. What else we have, Gray? I could go into hip hop if you don't have anything else. Unless you want anything that's some pop culture.
Yeah, you can go and go. Yeah.
Hip hop. We have. I feel this is 2 L's for the Rough Rider camp. So first we had Timberland versus Swiss Beats, and by the internet they're saying, by the looks of it, they're saying that Swiss Beats, they said Timberland came back this time around and smoked his ass. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how I feel about that because I watched the first half of it at least, and I felt Swiss Beats was busting Timberland's ass the first half.
What Swiss Beats usually does is he kind of lets you cook, and then he starts hitting you up with those Rough Rider anthems. Is that third? But they said Tim this time was in his bag, had all them hits this time because he lost to Swiss the first go round.
He was sober this time.
I don't know if he was sober, but Swiss, Swiss has so much fucking hits, it's insane. You know what I'm saying? From Carrie Hilson to Justin Timberlake, so Marion to Missy. This nigga's bag is deep. You know what I'm saying? So Swiss usually hits you with that cheese code. They got Rough Riders anthem and you know what I'm saying, and runs you up out the house. But this time when you have to go commercial,
But I think Swiss Beats has the same type thing, same artists. Because once Timberland started playing Beyonce, Swiss Beats came back with Beyonce. Timberland played some Jay-Z, Swiss Beats came with Jay-Z, because these are all mega producers, so they all produce the same type of artists.
Yeah,
and they all got hits from the same artists. So
I don't know. I don't know if Swiss has as much as Tim, bro.
That's the thing. Like I think
Tim had his writers blowing up at one point, bro. Tim had Carrie Hilson.
Yeah, he got Aaliyah.
Nelly Furtado, Aaliyah, Genuine. He had people that were writing for other people and then made them blow up. That's a different type of, you know what I'm saying? That's a different type of bag. It's like getting the workers to come get a bag, though. The shit is, you know what I'm saying? These are people, that's why some of these people that aren't even there anymore, you don't hear of them, like Nelly Furtado or Carrie Hilson. They're still getting the bags as writers. That's what they were the whole time. Tim just called them up. Hey, you want to come get this? You want to come up real quick and get this singer or an artist back, and they do it that way. I don't know if Swiss ever done that. Swiss usually only mess with the stars.
I think for me with Swiss on this last verses is like there's a lot of tracks that Swiss produced that he don't put his name on or anything like that you don't really associate with him, but they're his tracks.
Okay, maybe that's it. Well, Tim's
gonna make Tim's
gonna make sure you know it's his tracks.
Exactly. That's why I think it is. Tim likes to be in the forefront.
Oh, absolutely.
As a producer. And I think Swiss Beats is a little different where he doesn't really, he just produces the track for you and send you the beat or whatnot and just let it rock. He don't have to be all over it. Long as he's getting his percentage off the track, he's good.
What I like about
Timberland.
Career-wise, what I like about Swiss and I would say career-wise, Swiss might almost be more accomplished. Rewinded. He's like more respected in every space, not just the black space. Because you gotta imagine, because of Alicia Keys.
I don't know.
Yeah, Swiss Beats done been to the White House. I don't think Timberland's ever been to the White House.
No, Timbo got a wide range. That man got like electronic type music.
I'm saying, but are politicians going to see him? Are they going to the White House to see him? You know what I'm saying? Because the Alicia Keys aspect of it, this dude got the Harvard degree. He's loved by all. He's cool with the Rough Riders, the street dudes. To the other side, the other end of it, the other spectrum. These white folks just, you know what I'm saying, different avenues. You know what I'm saying? He's getting in different meetings, while Tim is more just in the music space.
I see what you mean. But
Swiss gets the video game bags, the movie bags. He gets to do. This man was designing cars. He gets to do. He bought that Lamborghini skyscraper building in Miami.
But now you moving from music to all this other stuff. If we're gonna talk straight about the music, though.
No, that's what I said. I told you as far as all well-rounded, accomplished all around. I feel Swiss got a little bit more range, and he's more respected in all avenues. He's not just hip hop.
I guess.
See, when you say he's just not on hip hop, you're just like saying he breaks into different genres, which Timberland does as well.
Yeah. I'm talking about not just music. In all aspects, he's politics and everything. Tim is more just music based. You know what I'm saying? Outside of music, you know what I'm saying? The only thing I think Tim did outside of music is when he started, and it still be music based, is the verses, or when he did the soundtrack for what's that one shit with the whole family with Cookie and them and shit like that. He produced the soundtrack. Empire, yeah.
Yeah, but that's if it's a soundtrack, it's still
exactly. It's still music based. Yeah. So his whole thing is all music.
Agree. I agree that Swiss Beats
touches
different ventures.
Even art. Remember, Swiss Beats does drawing over the whole art thing down in Miami. That whole art culture. He's synonymous with that. He buys very expensive art paintings. He's almost every aspect that hip hop has bled into. Swiss and Pharrell's already been there. Mm-hmm. You know how hip hop started bleeding other avenues towards art, all those stuff. Them boys already been there. They're already there. They're welcome there. They look at them and they're like, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'll say Swiss is a producer like Nas is a rapper.
Exactly. Yeah. Elite.
Yeah, man. That man's on his entrepreneur bag. You know what I'm saying? He went to Morehouse or something like that?
But no, Swiss went to
Swiss went to Harvard.
Harvard.
Harvard?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That explains it then.
This was after he blowed
But-
up. He went and got his business degree.
Okay, well that explains it once again. The man, he's touching his avenues. He's all about that business. But when it comes to that music, though, especially the first time, Timbaland was. I don't know about the second time, but Timbaland was drunk as shit. The first verses, and it's like, yo, why didn't you play this song? You know what I'm saying? Because he could have went hard for real. But like I said, he's drunk. He's playing music too long. He's repeating songs again. As opposed. Swiss Beats, to me, Swiss Beats has a sound.
It does. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is like that sounds like a Swiss Beats song. Whereas Timbaland, he could go crazy, man.
I mean, that carrying a whole label by yourself, not too many people could do that. The only person I know who's actually done that are two people. That's Swiss and Manny Fresh.
Well, Tim also produced for the Rough Riders too.
Yeah, but majority, you know what I'm saying, when they're known for their sound that they're known for, it's one producer, which is Swiss.
Yeah,
Just like most of Cash Money back then was all known by Manny Fresh. So carrying a whole label and you're one artist, that's a different type of, you're a different kind of beast. But I felt like on the internet, they're making it seem like Swiss lost that one, which kind of reminds me of my second absurdity is I listened to the posthumous album of DMX, Exodus. I'm about halfway through. It's hard for me to finish this album, bro. This album was really bad, bro.
Did you listen to it, Didie?
I did.
I would have asked you, Greg, but I know you didn't listen to it.
I didn't.
Bro, this album, don't even bother, bro. The way Swiss been hyping it up, it sounds trash, bro. And I'd like to say it sounds trash. It's X that sounds trash. It's not even the people that's featured on it. Because Bono had a fire ass feature on there. The YouTube guy. Yeah, it was Bono, right?
It was the guy from U2.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bono, yeah.
Bono
okay. Did good. Alicia Keys are good. The features are good. All the X verses were like meh or garbage, bro. Like
this is the thing. Like
X we're used to.
Let me tell you what I got from the album at least. Swiss Beats was walking around campaigning like it was new music.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the music, you can tell
dated, bro.
You can tell that those verses DMX did them a long time ago.
Exactly.
The voice is not even the same as the current DMX. You can hear on different tracks where you'd be like, okay, this one was recorded in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And other tracks you would listen to them, you'd be like, DMX recorded this shit 10 years ago.
Whatever it is, maybe it's that hearing it and maybe be like, there's really no growth, bro. Like if he's on a track with Jay-Z and Nas, he's not competing. None of the people that he had on there, he's not hanging. There's no growth, and it's worse than the old DMX. So
that's why I believe it wasn't on new music. Like Swiss Beats was saying, it was on new music. It wasn't on new music, and you can tell by just the context of how DMX was rapping that it wasn't new music. So I think that's where they dropped the ball, is by campaigning that it was all new music and it was recorded in the past year before he died. And you could clearly tell if you listen to the album that wasn't the case.
It's one of those things that sometimes maybe someone's too close to the project. Like some people would agree that Biggie did 2 albums, fire albums, and it took forever before Diddy ended up dropping one last Biggie album, which was the duets, which people feel like was probably dope, some of the tracks, but it didn't feel like it was an actual Biggie album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but at least it gave them 10 years, so maybe it sounded a little bit better. Like when they did the Bone and Biggie remix, when they added 2 songs, that shit was, people forgot about the first one. That shit was fire. But I feel sometimes the people that's closest to it, they might be the ones that we don't need near it, in a sense. Let another fresh producer get here, because you might be too close. Because this shit was, as the way Swiss was caping for this album, I cannot believe it, bro. Like this is even the beats didn't sound good to me, bro. You should have brought another producer, Swiss. All them funky beats, because he's like a dude that likes all these different sounds. Their shits don't go good with DMX, bro.
I think it was I don't think it was.
Maybe it's the timing, I guess.
It's not. I think it was just because it wasn't new music.
Yeah, like those freaky, strange beats, those are shit that Jay-Z rides on or Nas ride on. Those other New York artists, DMX is a hard baseline, you know what I'm saying, go hard anthem type of dude. Don't step away from that. Don't go make the beat all tricky and funky. You know, back in the days, his voice used to dominate the beat. On top of that, he didn't do none of that. Like you said, some of it sounded bad. I don't know. I was like, this shit to me, I was like, this shit was lackluster, bro. I was like,
what did you get from the album, Didie?
The first half, I could say I see exactly what Nate's talking about. So
yeah,
the fact that you're still on the first half,
exactly.
I definitely see where you at.
Yeah, I'm only halfway through, and it's hard for me to go back and revisit it. Where I was like, "What is Swiss talking about?"
But I'm gonna tell you this: I feel like the ending of the album,
it picks up.
It's more poetic. I don't know. You could tell me how you feel about it, Juno. But to me, is the end of the album is a little bit more poetic because he's, you know, it's the old DMX, you know, putting his heart on the track, especially the track with the letter to my son. Oh my God. See, I listened to that track so many times, bro. I'm like, damn, that hurts.
I would say that the second half is more of the recent stuff that he recorded.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, because like the letter to my son, you can tell that wasn't recorded in 2010.
True.
It was recorded maybe a year ago. Or more recent, and you could tell just by how his voice and how he's preaching, because you know he became more of a even though he's always been faithful or like into religion and spiritual and stuff like that, but if you listen to the second half of the album, you feel more of that and more of the you can feel it more, and I think that's why I felt like it was recorded more recent to his death, closer to his death than the other tracks that doesn't really make no sense. Like the one with Jay-Z and Nas, which I think that was called even the one with the Lock with Jadakiss and them, you could tell that they got the track that was an old track and they're just trying to hype it up and make it better.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. If you even listen to what them boys talking about, they talking about complete different shit than he's talking about. The one with Jay-Z and all, them boys talking about being, you know what I'm saying, entrepreneurs and billionaires and getting the bag. They talking about a whole different shit than X.
Yeah, I know, because I think if they was like honest about the time that the album was recorded, I think he probably had a good 6-7 tracks and working on the album, but there was like DMX completed this album before he died.
Yeah, so that way don't.
And technically he did, but it wasn't like songs that were supposed to be released.
Exactly.
It was just like they went into the vault and picked out some of his verses and put it on the track and had some other people jump on it.
Yeah, but to me, I'm just judging it by DMX standard. By DMX standard, this was a bad album, bro. It's not fucking with Grand Champion. It's not fucking with And Then There's X. It's not fucking It's Hot. I'm saying it's not like at least a couple ones that he's known for fire. This is not even close up to it, bro.
Yeah, I think it was a disservice to DMX legacy. I don't think this was probably should be released. If they could have just released the EP and just put all the new stuff out that sounded good instead of putting out a whole album.
Exactly. I'd rather it have been short and maybe they do dedications in between, the little clips, and make it work. Give us 6-7 tracks and make it go out with fire. Because the shorter, it would have got crazy stream numbers. It would have charted. This album only did 32,000 first weeks, and I don't think we're ever going to hear it again anyways. That's how it is. It came in, it's going to come and go.
Damn it. That's
because this album made me go listen to old Tupac music. And I was like, Tupac was a fucking beast.
No, that's how good Tupac is. You can hear Tupac remixed. I'm kind of mad that no one remixes them anymore.
But y'all don't forget now. Y'all said Tupac is a beast, which is true. But mind you, you have to keep in mind that all the recordings was him in his prime.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. That man, he's 50 something now. Even if the tracks was recorded 10 years ago, that man was still at the game for a while.
Yeah, it's just. Here's the thing.
I don't know, because I guess because I grew up on Tupac, but I can still go back and listen to Tupac, and that shit sounds great till this day. It's like all his music was damn near timeless.
I didn't grow up on Tupac like that back in the days. I was more of a Biggie guy, but when I listen to it, his shit is timeless. The lyrics are still there. The old DMXs were fire. That's what I'm saying. The old DMXs still hit to this day.
Yeah.
It's just this new DMX. I don't know what era we're supposed to put this in because it don't even fit with the old DMX. This shit it's whack compared to the old DMX. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it doesn't make no sense. It feels like someone that stopped practicing for a long time and just got back on the bike.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Get on that second half and let me know what you think, man. Like I felt, especially that's Walking in the Rain,
okay,
and Letter to My Son. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, y'all knew he was on the show with Iyanla with the kid too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So the little drama they had with the no connection.
Yeah.
So the Letter to My Son, oh man, that one almost got me. I ain't gonna front because that's how deep it was for me. Because now I feel like we on that wave of being trying to be more connected emotionally as men, whatever. So the fact that he put himself on the track like that, he's trying to reach out to his son. It shit was deep to me.
Because I'm only like 5 tracks left. Like I got up to I got up to the one with West Side Gun, Hood Blues. So the ones that I'm left is the one with Snoop Dogg, Walk in the Rain, like you said. I didn't listen to the Exodus skit yet. I haven't listened to Letter to My Son and Prayer. So the last 5 tracks I haven't heard. But everything before that, like I've heard doing one in Moneybagg Yo, the one Dogs Out with Lil Wayne, the one with Jay-Z and Nas. And then on top of that, it's a lot of features. And that was not DMX's thing. So that in itself, for Swiss to say it's his last album, I felt like almost like this is a duets in a sense. Every track got a feature. He couldn't carry one song by himself.
Yeah.
That's not in X's manner. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it's like they had to put it together in that sense. So I listened to the last 5, but I was kind of disappointed, bro. And I was like, geesh.
Yeah.
What else we have in hip hop? Oh yeah, your boy the baby's back on the news for a second. I thought he caught another body. They said the baby was involved in a shooting this past weekend. They said he shot up Club Prime 112. I mean, he shot up Prime 112, which isn't a club; it's a steakhouse.
You say he shot up?
That's what he was first arrested. They wanted for questionings, and they said that he said it was in self-defense because one thing baby does he got good defense. People can try him, he send them to the grave. You know what I'm saying? But apparently they released him. They just arrested a member in his entourage for attempted murder. So 2 people got shot up. I'm not sure if any died or if 2 died, but a member in his entourage got arrested and is currently locked up or something like that for attempted murder. But I thought the baby got the body. I was like, damn, this would be like a second or third body, wouldn't it?
Bro, listen, Miami was on fire Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Bro, there was like 7 mass shootings in Miami this past weekend, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
like I don't know if you guys saw where the dudes just hopped out of the Pathfinder and laid up in front of the club and shit like that, and 2 people
shot
died
up
and like 20
killed 2 people. Shot up 12, killed 2 people, and then dropped the car off in the lake and couldn't even get in the lake completely. The car is found. You see the lake hanging on the side, but they would have pulled the lake. So I guess they're gonna be trying to run to forensics.
Right. So when folks say they're going to Miami for the Memorial Day weekend, they just going to be close to danger.
But we've known that for years, though.
It's been like that since what, 2005?
At least 10 years. Bro. At least 10 years. Because
it's been like 15 years, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because every time we would go, you'd see the next day on World Star, there'll be someone shooting from their balcony, from their high rise. You'll see a shooting or something, or the cops spraying something. Cops kill people. People are killing each other. This has been happening at least 10, 15 years every Memorial Day weekend, bro.
Yeah,
bro. No, go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the first time when we really knew that shit is crazy in Miami was that South Beach situation where the dude was running from the police
and they killed him, right?
He was driving the car, driving crazy. He got out the car and they were shooting at each other. Yeah, That one.
Yeah.
That was some years ago.
I think that was like 2009.
Yeah.
2009, 2008.
Yeah.
And it's been popping ever since.
Yes.
bro.
Every year, clockwork.
Every year there's a body get caught down there.
Clockwork.
Either someone catches a body or the cops catch a body.
Bruh.
Every year they're that weekend, bro.
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure they're gonna move this whole Memorial Day. This is the place
You would
to be
think.
at from Miami.
You would think, but there's so much money in it. You give Miami too much credit.
Yeah, niggas on nigga crime, man. Hey, man.
When they got bad in Palm Beach, when BET moved the thing, remember when BET came to Palm Beach and they brought Spring Bling? When they got bad in Palm Beach, just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Miami too much money, bro. Miami like, nah, bro. It's been 15 years. They ain't pulled the plug. Why? You know what I'm saying? The same way that Daytona has the Bikers Week. You know what I'm saying? Even with COVID, they're still throwing it. Some places like, hey, we're not losing this. You know what I'm saying? This is too much of an economic boom. We don't care who's got to die. This shit's going. They're not pulling the plug.
I'm all set with Miami, yo. I'm just happy that they happened during Super Bowls because Super Bowl was in Miami last year. Thank God I ain't seen that.
It was in Tampa.
I'm sorry, the year before.
Every now and then they coincide. Every now and then they'll coincide where the weekend will be. That's when it gets real crazy. When you get the athletes.
Bruh. Ugh. Miami, Feeney. Atlanta, I'm good. Like we don't grow at that phase.
It's getting bad now. Yeah.
What?
I'll still go to Atlanta. Here's the thing.
I love Atlanta, bro. That's one of my favorite cities is Atlanta.
Ain't nothing wrong with a day
I like it too, but I heard it's getting bad now.
These niggas ain't acting up at day parties. These niggas act up at night. You see, we grown now. We still go to day parties. It's at night when shit gets shifty. You know what I'm saying? To be inside the house come nighttime.
Yeah.
It's nighttime. These niggas is catching bodies, bro. That whole jumping out the club, pulling back in and shooting the club up, bro. Completely irresponsible. Fucking completely irresponsible. Just come back, 3-4 of y'all strapped up, masked up, hop out and shoot up the whole club. The whole fucking club.
I don't understand.
Wow, bro.
I don't understand these niggas nowadays, bro, because they'll see one of their so-called ops in front of the club and shoot up the whole area and never hit their op, but they continuously do this. Because you always hear that the person that they were trying to shoot was this person, and that's the person that leaves unscathed.
Yeah. I think what it is, it's either that or they got beat up in the club and the bouncers kicked them out and they came back around. Either way, the case is going to be solved fairly quick.
Is it?
You would hope.
Because most likely they're not just shooting up. Most likely they don't usually shoot up the club in that manner unless they done got their ass whooped in a public space before. Because it's a disrespect, a public disrespect. So either they got their ass whooped last time they came out of the club and seen Buddy again, or they got their ass whooped earlier that day and got kicked out and left and shot up the club. You know what I'm saying? But I already know that the politicians saying that, Miami saying that they want to crack down on it is an issue. But Hillary, they don't already seen how y'all did Hillary last time. She tried to lock up the super predators. Y'all flipped on her. So don't expect these politicians to go too heavy on these young boys as Miami slowly turns into Chicago. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna hand out crazy time out here because y'all gonna flip on them and call them racist down the line. So
This shit's insane.
They might just treat it like Chicago and act like it's not a problem.
But the thing is, when they start doing this crackdown, it's almost like a blanket. You know what I'm saying? If you get caught under it, you in there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, you mean when they start doing the crackdown? I don't think they're gonna do a crackdown. They're not gonna do. They're gonna catch what they can catch. That whole wide blink and catching niggas in a major sweep. Black folks are so woke into over incarceration now that I don't think it's gonna. Look at just look at Chicago.
They try to push for it. So
they try to push for it, but usually what happens is you need both sides to flip on the precinct for it to work. You need Democrats to say it's okay, you need Republicans, and then you get a massive sweep. There's a reason why Chicago is the way it is right now, bro. And people acting like they're like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. It makes no damn news. There's no way. If they wanted something to do about it, they'll get something done about it. You know what I'm saying? A couple of RICO charges will clear out a couple of housing projects with ease, but they don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention they're the ones that closed up other housing projects and got these niggas together. But if they wanted to stop the crime, they'll just have to they'll just, you know what I'm saying, let's say you gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet. Good guys would have to get swept up under that. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to go that route, then you just have to just go okay with the crime being as it is.
Damn it. Damn
Yeah.
it.
It's wild. Miami's a different thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part about that is, just like Juno says, like, all right, you have a situation now, you want to go spread the ops.
Mm-hmm.
You don't miss the ops. You got everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Now, those people that you miss, now they're gonna come back for you, and it's just like an ongoing cycle.
And it's
everybody else getting hurt.
And it's a bunch of young boys. I bet not one person of them shooters are over 25 years old, bro. I bet not one of them shooters are over 25 years old. Bunch of young boys wilding out here, you know, spraying shit up.
A whole bunch of accident murderers, dog.
Yep.
It's crazy, man.
What else we have? As we speaking on murderers and shooters, your boy YNF Lucci, he's been denied bond. You know, of course, he was already locked up for his role in trying to do a drive-by, and one of his partners got killed in said drive-by, and they just dropped the body off on the floor and took off. So he was already locked up for that, and then while he's locked up, they went and hit his crew up with a RICO charge. Like I said, if they were trying to clear the body, that's what they hit him with. Shit's almost impossible to beat. So he's now fighting a RICO charge on top of the murder charge, and they denied his bond. You know, so they're gonna try to, they're gonna deny your bond to try to stop you from getting any funds in. They want to squeeze you out, financially, so you can take a plea. So we might not hear from YNF Lucci, I'd say, for a good 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? That someone shot up the car and they just dropped the body on the floor? What are you doing?
They went to shoot up somebody, and the person shot back, and one of their people got hit, and you can't bring them to a police station. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say they're connected and the person died in the car or was dying.
Yeah.
They couldn't bring the police station, so they just dropped them on the block. So they'll call in, the person died while the witness on the phone's calling, hey, this guy just got shot, he's dying, or they left this guy here, he got shot. And the person that shot him was already in the hospital saying, hey, someone came up here, they're shooting at us, we shot back. You know what I'm saying? So they already know who the perpetrator is. The perpetrator wasn't running from the law. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was on his block getting shot at, and he just said, hey, someone just shot me. I shot back at somebody. So his bullet's in the guy, which makes perfect sense. I'm on my block.
Self-defense.
So he's good.
He stood his ground.
He stood exactly.
Yeah.
He stood his ground.
Yeah.
He's good. And you know how it goes when someone dies, someone's got to catch that body. And so it's not going to be the person that catch him.
They didn't even have the decency to drop him off like at a hospital.
No, they dropped him in the street because they would have caught a murder charge.
Those are the niggas that I believe don't deserve no bond. Niggas shouldn't be on the internet talking about free such and such.
So you agree? So you agree with the judge revoke his bond until let his ass right?
Yeah, bro. This is one of the main reasons I don't be posting free this person, free that person. Niggas be doing stupid shit, and you have a whole bunch of people talking about free this person, free that person. For what?
Mind you, this is a guy that just any random weekend goes and get a $50,000 bag, $20,000 bag at any hole in the wall club. Remember, we see YNF Lucci in Miami, remember? And he be in there with the hood. I'm talking about hood spots.
Hey,
iced out, big jury on with a gang of niggas with him. So he be in the actual stuff, but to be the dude to get that bag and still be the dude out here to trying to run shit at the ops, you gotta pick a life though. You can't do both.
True.
You could have sent the crew on that dummy mission, though. You had to go and try to do it yourself and be responsible being in the car and being spotted by witnesses that you were in the car.
Some niggas love the streets, man. The streets is them, dog.
You're already dating Lil Wayne's daughter. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You already have access, you know what I'm saying? Just through your girlfriend, you have access to one of the biggest hip hop legends out there. You know what I'm saying? And he was just a hood dude getting bread, and now look.
He thought it was worth it. Hey, fuck it. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss, dog.
Yeah.
It sucks that some of these lessons you have to learn in such a hard way, though. You know what I'm saying? I know you niggas wish you had a time machine.
Niggas don't think that far.
Yeah.
What else we got in hip hop?
So we have a little Boosie video that ended up in a shooting and somebody died. That happened in Alabama.
Yeah, no, Boosie brings the hood folks out, man. Every now and then people gonna have to die. It's part of the job description.
Jesus. Wow.
It's
Damn it.
It's part of the job description. Every now and then, at my shows, someone might die. You know what I'm saying? I bring the hood folks out. That shit is wild. Just this past week, you seen who was performing? Your boy Pusheisty, and like shots rung off. This other, you see footage of him like rocking out the club with the strap on him. So it's kind of wild that I'm gonna throw an event, pay this person 100,000, 75,000, and now I got footage of him with a gun walking out the club. I was like, if I was unsure, I'd definitely not insure that venue ever again. You know what I'm saying? That would seem crazy. Like, how do y'all let these people get? How does your major act have a gun on them inside the club, and someone gets shot inside the club? You know what I'm saying? That shit is, it's wild, bro. That's the hip hop game.
Ugh. I don't know.
See what else we got. We got rapper Lil Loaded killed himself. Don't know what he was going through, but I think like his girlfriend also cheated on him.
Yeah, they said
that also triggered him to off himself.
Yeah, they said Lil Loaded was found. I one for one. I don't like.
Hold on. Who the hell is Lil Loaded, and what music does he have?
I don't
know.
I was trying to figure
out.
out.
I just heard the news. I don't know either.
That's the one thing I don't like is that it happens all the time, especially DJ Vlad. Artists, we don't know about them. We don't know nothing about them until they die. That's one. I like if y'all weren't giving them press before they die, why give them the press now? It's kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the fact that when people kill themselves, people say that they passed away. Because they don't even tell you that they killed themselves first. They just say this person passed away. Like, I need to tell you, what I'm saying? It's a half truth in a sense. Because they said he passed away at first.
That's how we living in. We living in half truths.
Yeah.
Passed away should be reserved. Passed away should be reserved for
the ill.
The ill and the old people.
Exactly.
Yeah, young niggas getting shot in the head. That's got killed. Ain't no pass away.
Or you killed yourself. Exactly. You didn't pass away. You didn't want to go on smoothly. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, don't come off too insensitive, guys. You already know how that shit goes.
We suicide shaming this podcast. We try to shame those.
That's just
we misogynistic. We suicide shame.
Homophobic.
We homophobic. We fat shame. We do all that shit over here, man. We don't play none of those games.
We try to save lives over here.
It's just wild.
We ain't on that trying to say. We ain't on that. Too bad he killed suicide. We trying to make sure no one else follow his footsteps. Do it that way. When you said another person commits suicide, I know that you will be made fun of just the same. So to prevent that, you know what I'm saying? To prevent that, we suicide shit over here. It's sad that a little loaded that we didn't know nothing about him. This is how he goes out.
So look, the DJ Vlad's the one that started.
I don't know if Vlad's on that report. I wouldn't be surprised because Vlad reports plenty of local artists that we never heard of before.
I need people to stop listening to this motherfucker for real.
Once they die, Vlad will give you 15 minutes of fame.
What's the Diddy? What's the gripe with DJ Vlad?
I don't know, man. It seems like that man, DJ Vlad. He I just feel like he makes money off us, for real.
Everybody,
but the thing is
exactly.
And the thing is, people keep going back on his show. So I know it's a two-way street. It's like, okay, you want people like me want us to stop watching him, but you have the other people that keep going on his show. So it's like he's gonna keep getting these views or whatever, and I feel like he has people kind of snitching on themselves in a sense.
I don't blame him for the people snitching on themselves because everybody knows what questions to ask. It's a two-way street with Vlad. Because Vlad, at the same time, will ask some questions, but you can always say no. You don't have to incriminate yourself. But he's also the only outlet for some of these legends that we have that have been around. You can't even find an interview of them. Like, you can't find what's the name from Friday? The one who pops from Friday. John Witherspoon, or so. You got a lot of black legends that the only place you get a full in-depth interview from them is on DJ Vlad. Black media ain't giving these people a platform. These are our legends, and we ain't got a place for them.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy. Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying? And some of them, you get what I'm saying? The fact that we even have Yada Mean, what's his name? What's his name from the Godcast? You know what I'm talking about, man. He's going with him and Godfrey, the two together. So the fact that he even came back and he was able to blow up on that, Lord Jamal, you know what I'm saying? Lord Jamal from Brand Nubians. The fact that he was able to even revamp his career through DJ Vlad because he was one of the few folks in black media that was against Kanye in his dress stage and shit like that. He was one of other media don't give other black folks that avenue or anything like that. So it's a gift and a curse in a sense like that. He was given a platform to a lot of old legends that we just either disregarded or there's no place for them. Or as soon as they don't have a major contract, it's like they're not here. Like this week, he's interviewing Juvenile. I can't even hardly ever find any Juvenile backstories, bro. For you to get the full in-depth. Last week, he did Mystical. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely did look at the Juvenile interview.
Yeah.
And it was a very good interview.
It's a solid interview that these guys are legends, and it's a shame that you don't get the same interview elsewhere.
Nate, you're Juvenile is your favorite artist. You said that several times on here.
Yep.
Did you know where 400 Degrees came from prior to that interview?
No.
Where does it come from?
And I've looked at it. Well, you talking about how you said he cooks his food, everything on 400 degrees? Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you say?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I
didn't know that either. And Juvenile been out for years.
He said he cooks his food.
Because like he fry his fish at 400 degrees. He bakes his food at 400 degrees. That's why the album was named 400 Degrees.
What?
And 400 Degrees is one of the South's biggest albums, period.
Exactly.
Like that is the album that I think projected the Southern music into mainstream hip hop.
Yep.
And we never understood where 400 Degrees came from.
Yeah.
It came out on DJ Vlad.
So, like I said, it's a gift and a curse. Like he don't have no problem of instigating and bringing people on there, but at the same time, he does show the legends like Linnell. He gives the legends of a space to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that says a lot about DJ Vlad's connection and network. How you can reach out to these old legends and bring them.
These legends want to be everywhere, and just the other platforms don't bring them on. They'll give anyone the time of day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that's on us. We can't complain.
Exactly.
That's just complaining when somebody take the opportunity.
Exactly.
It's an opportunity in our space, and we're just not seeing it.
What's the karate black dude he be having on that? There's a lot of cheesy black dudes.
Michael Jai White.
Michael Jai White. Tell me, where was all the Michael Jai White's interviews before Vlad? I always thought this was kind of some kind of cheesy dude until he did the Vlad interviews. So it's great for a good rebrand.
You see, it wasn't an interview, but I've seen him with Kimbo Slice when he was teaching him how to.
I always thought he was just some kind of nerdy karate dude, or not even really karate. I thought it was all acting. It wasn't until he went on Vlad that I was like, he's.
Never seen him as nerdy. I mean, shoot, the man.
I didn't think he actually.
The man's in shape, and he does martial art. Ain't nothing nerdy about that, bro.
Well, what I meant is I didn't think he actually knew it. I thought he was just an action star.
Well, no, he knows it. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until he goes on there.
He's like the black Jason Strahan. Like,
it is awkward for you to see a buffy karate guy, Gary.
And karate.
When you see a buff dude, you don't think karate.
Exactly.
True. So, but you had what's his name? From all these Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, what's his name? Bolo.
Young.
Yeah.
My dog.
He was buff.
Which one?
Bolo
King. Yeah.
Bricks don't hit back.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of black legends that I give him props for, but again, he has no problem instigating or asking the tough questions sometimes. And like I said, another thing is he also gives us the full rundown of the whole Tupac and Biggie thing from rise to death. I feel like I got the whole biography from both sides, who killed who, there's that third, how everything went off. So
these other guests on too.
Yeah, he's had all the damn guests on, from the shooters to the paramedics on the scene. He's gone. So he's deciphered in a lot of ways. But I seen another black podcaster said this recently. He said, y'all get mad at Vlad, but Vlad sometimes gets to ask y'all questions that when y'all go to black podcasters, y'all automatically say y'all not even going to answer that. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all not even going to speak on it. But y'all sit in front of Vlad, y'all speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I said that shit a long time ago.
Juno also said that,
when we was talking about the Migos and how they interview with black media versus how they interview with white media.
Exactly.
There's
Migos
like
don't
always
even speak when they're on black media.
Right. They always have this tough guy image
Too cool
on black media, but
Yeah.
when you go to like a Vlad or any other white media,
They go to Kev.
They go to Helen.
Yeah, them niggas is sunny, open. They're different animals. When they're on Helen, I'm like, oh, these guys.
On Helen, oh man.
Yeah.
I even recognize them, bro.
I like these guys are all right. He's
really sweet.
So it's safe to say these niggas on that coon shit.
Yeah,
I believe so.
They on that bootleg Kev. When they go on bootleg Kev, and shit like that, they're different. They open up, they're different. But when they go on black media, like they're too cool, don't try me, they want to try to host it.
Just crazy.
I feel it's the same thing. Like I said, the Kwame, what's his name? Kwame, what's last name? Huh?
Brown.
They call me Brown. Is the same thing that he's mad at black outlets when it's black people picking on him. Like he feels like Stephen A shouldn't be saying this or this, that, and third. I'm like, so you're saying black folks can't be in the position of critiquing? That's what it is. Or we're gonna be called coons, this, that, and third. You should be able to, it don't make any sense. The black person should be able to ask you the strange questions or the weird questions or the controversial questions, just as the white reporter is. You know what I'm saying? They have a job to do.
Take it personal.
Yeah, it shouldn't be personal as long as they don't track you personally. But I felt it's the same way. That's why I say so much people love the Kwame thing, because people, like I said, this area that we in right now, everybody gets a trophy. It's a participation trophy. That's why I felt so much people loved him in that sense, that he was going at all these people that tried him, but he wasn't going at him on the basis of what they tried him. He wasn't speaking on sports. He was speaking on everything else about how niggas is cool and this, that, and the third, and people were championing him. He's online at 5 minutes. To me, that's a diversion, bro. They're talking about you in sports. Speak about them in sports.
So I can't tell.
But go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
Nah, go ahead, bro. You the guest.
Oh man. No, what I was gonna say was I can't really tell who's wrong, because at the end of the day, when Stephen A was talking, he wasn't talking about him as his character, but he was talking about him as a player.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when Stephen A was talking, he was saying it in a language that we know. He was saying stuff like, no, nothing personal, but Kwame's a scrub. That's the language we know. Like we talk like this in high school, whatever. When a dude was garbage. And we was just saying it in our language.
Yeah.
So,
which is fine. That's what makes Stephen A different. How's it not fine?
Mind you, he was a kid too.
Stephen A is the only commentator, the only black commentator to still talk in hood lingo in prime television outside of the players. That's why they bring up
Stephen A don't talk in no hood language.
I'm giving him as far as he's a scrub, using a couple of hood dialect. You know what I'm saying? He talks proper, but he'll throw in hood vernacular in there. So he's a well-spoken dude. You know what I'm saying? So we know he has no problem code switching back and forth doing both now in that manner. And Stephen A is the highest paid sports analyst out there. So let's not act like he's not the top of this collision. But people say, how is it not fine that he called him a scrub? If based on the stats and what he was doing on what they wanted, he was a scrub based on those.
But at his position, he wasn't a scrub.
Okay, but on the statistics in the last 20 years,
on the statistics, he wasn't a scrub compared to his competitors at his position. He wasn't a scrub.
I don't know about his position. I'm talking about
he was just average.
As far as his pick, they said he was the second worst pick, the second worst performing in the last 20 years. That was first round draft pick.
So
20 years worth of data.
So because I don't know the stats. I just noticed from jump how I keep hearing, he's not good as good. So Juno, so with that being said, do you think Stephen A was going too hard on him for the fact that he came straight out of high school, he was basically a kid, and then all this pressure on him. Do you think Stephen A. should have gave him a little breathing room, I should say?
I don't even think it's a leeway thing that you should have gave him some leeway, but I do think that where he was drafted at is the reason everyone is coming at him this
That's all
hard.
Stephen A. said is because that he said based on your draft pick, when you're number one, he under-delivered. By that standard, he's a scrub. If he wasn't number one draft pick, he'd have been great anywhere else.
But that's not what a scrub is.
Like, look who was in the league when he came in. He was there with Jordan. A lot of the
there's no look.
Was different.
That ain't how stats work. You know how people ain't looking at what ifs. You know people don't care about what ifs. You don't retire with a ring.
Look at all these draft picks that's coming out now.
What do they tell Barkley? They tell Barkley he can't speak because he don't got a ring, right?
Shine even though they're good.
I'm saying, you know how they be telling LeBron.
A lot of them won't even get a ring. Most of them will not get a ring.
Correct. The same way that Shaq quick to tell Barkley he got a ring. Look, no one says look at who was in the league when Barkley was there. It is a good reason you don't have a ring. He was playing amongst the best player in history, but nobody want to hear that.
Who was the number one draft pick last draft?
We don't even
tell you.
Last draft? That's how bad it is, man. We can't even tell you.
I think number one pick last year was who?
I was gonna say what's his name, but he was the last year. I was gonna say, buddy, Pelicans.
Zion,
but he wasn't. He was in last year was in his first year.
Was Zion number one? Zion was number one.
The year before he was.
Last
year?
I think was it LaMelo?
No, LaMelo was like number 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Oh wow.
No, LaMelo was 2.
Oh,
he's more popular than the number one. God damn.
That happens sometimes.
It's the kid that went to Timberwolves. I don't know it. Something Edwards.
That's crazy. But you see,
Edwards is doing pretty good for his.
But that happens sometimes. It's worse sometimes when you come out number one. It's like the guy that got drafted before Jordan. They give you scrub. If you get drafted before someone that's awesome, you get all the flack in the world, bro. Just like a coach that passes up on said drafting a Jordan or this, that, and third. They'll look at all your records. It's an asterisk.
That's the thing. Like, imagine we gave Edwards, that came number one, the same standard that we gave LeBron, and compared him to LeBron coming out of LeBron coming into the league. Because as soon as LeBron came into the league, he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
he was good.
He was also the last person to come out of high school. They stopped drafting straight out of high school after that.
Yeah.
So
what's the guy that did this? Miles. He played for the Clippers for a little bit.
Darius Miles?
Darius Miles, right, with the braids.
Braids?
Darius Miles. Why aren't we calling Darius Miles a bust?
What was his position? What did he get drafted as?
It doesn't matter his position, but he didn't live up to the expectation of a number one pick coming out of high school.
They probably will call him a bust over time. He's still in the league.
He's not in the league no more. We don't call him a bust though.
If he was he the number one pick though? Michael Jordan said when the number one player picks you, number one pick.
Michael Jordan wasn't the number one player when he picked Kawhi Brown.
3.
I'm saying
he wasn't number 3 either. Michael Jordan was playing for the Wizards. That's after retirement, after the Bulls.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even top 10.
Yeah.
Listen, my thing is, analysts are always going to have their viewpoints. This whole, it's unfair. I was like, what's the matter if it's unfair? That's what they do. It's their job to be analysts. And sometimes analysts make a completely false viewpoint. Sometimes an analyst judging you can play perfect because this can be your good and bad guy. The same way that Skip Bayless is to Mayweather or Skip Bayless is to LeBron. Sometimes they'll attach your name on. Anytime you type in LeBron, when he does his 30 for 30 down the line, you're going to see LeBron and you're going to see Skip Bayless. They tethered their stuff to your career, just like Mayweather. The whole time, that's not always a bad thing. You get a superstar guy calling you a bad name. Your job is to outprove him, this, that, and third, or speak against him. It's not your job to take it the same way that Iverson. You know, so Iverson won't even name your buddy's name. Who do you have this year? Was it Whitlock? when he was like, he's like, I know you don't like it, and I hate that motherfucker too. You didn't even name his name. Remember in the interview? When Iverson was on, what was he? Was he on the? He wasn't on the All the Smoke podcast. I forgot what he was. You know what I'm talking about? Iverson had an interview a couple years ago when he was speaking on someone that he's like, this person hates me and I hate that person's guts too. Is out there, but Iverson had a lot of naysayers that it's not that bad when someone goes against you. You don't have to take it personally. Sometimes they'll use you as leverage to jump up. That's their job. They're commentators. It's your job that you're saying to defy the other end of it. It don't have to be personal. I don't have to call you a coon, this, that, and the third. This is a job. I'm speaking for a living on players that play a game.
Yeah.
But there's been plenty of people that called Stephen A. Coon before Kwame Brown.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This whole narrative that he's on and trying to say anyone that spoke against him, from Charlemagne to
I don't even think Charlemagne spoke against him.
He didn't, but I'm just saying he's saying all these people are coons. Now he's using this platform now apparently he's bringing on Judge Joe Brown. He's almost like a white ring. He's gotten lots of followers. He's trying to make it seem like we're over here doing an upliftment podcast. He's basically gonna be like an ultra, like almost like these Black Republican stance, which is cool. I'm cool. I'm glad that he's done the rebrand. He's got a following. He feels he's gonna do something positive for the Black aspect. It's all needed. We need all aspects of Black thing. My only issue with him was the fact that it's a narrative that he's switching. He's flipping the script on when people speak on his game. When people speak on his game, he does two things. He either diverts it, and he also says, "Oh, it was cool. Y'all picking on 18-year-old kid. Like, you're a grown man now." He keeps speaking on past tense.
Yeah, but those conversations was past tense.
Yeah, when people saying that he was a blow, you're like, it's funny y'all speaking on 18-year-old kid. Yeah, we're speaking on your career as an 18-year-old kid. What do you mean? We're not speaking on the Duke you. Why are you taking it personal? You're not speaking on the current you. You done plenty of great things on and off the field.
What can you say about him now?
Exactly, but the way he's over here talking about y'all speaking on an 18-year-old kid as if it's current. We're always speaking on a player at the young age.
No, he's
that's
speaking.
When they're balling.
He's speaking because that's when they were speaking about him. They were speaking about him when he was an 18-year-old.
Yeah,
he's not
but he
talking
doesn't
about
say
they're
when
saying
I was,
this now.
because you already know this guy barely can speak English. You don't heard him speak. He's not speaking in that sense. He's almost misleading it as if they're currently speaking on an 18-year-old kid, purposely. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't know if I agree with all that.
That's how I see him always doing. He's like, oh, y'all staying up there speaking on an 18-year-old kid, this, that, and third. And like another thing he likes to do, he says, like, this is one of my biggest gripes when he said that you need what he said, what is it called when you need Zaddy's permission to speak? You know what I'm saying? Zaddy's allowing you to speak, almost saying like a white master is allowing you to speak. As if, how did Kawhi Brown, how did he get his wealth? Is he some kind of independent millionaire? Wasn't it Zaddy that got him his check when he was in the NBA? For him to try to play it off like this guy's a coon for being rich, for being a commentator, and you got your checks through the same multi-million-dollar white guys that's got your
there's
check?
a difference. There's a difference.
There's no difference. You had a shooking job with that basketball.
Nate, how many times have you told me with my history degree, if I go back and talk against Black folks, I could become a millionaire?
I tell you that plenty of times. Correct. You can flip it.
Okay, so that's the same thing that he's saying that they did.
No, but he's saying you got to get Zaddy's permission. The same way he had to get Zaddy's thing. My thing is he had to get Zaddy. He had to get his check from Zaddy too. He's playing a narrative like he got his wealth by himself.
No, there's the difference. If I'm willing to throw Black folks under the bus versus I had to perform to get this money is a different thing.
Yeah, it's different.
That's completely different, bro.
I think that's
provided service working, and
I think that's different because I think it's different in the sense that because he's throwing everyone that spoke against him like they're throwing Black folks on the bus. So Black folks aren't supposed to be commentating against Black folks. Then the whole media space should be white people then, according to him.
So one of two things, man.
That's wild to me. We can't critique. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I agree with you on this one, Nate. No.
So we can't critique. We can't. So Black folks can't call Black folks trash when they're playing basketball. Everyone gets a trophy now.
Now I didn't say Black folks can't call.
That's everyone that called them trash. He said they're doing the work of the white man.
But when you're when you're promoted and
he wasn't only speaking on Stephen A. Smith.
Who else was he speaking on?
He spoke on them boys from like I said, everyone that ever mentioned them, from the boys from all the smoke podcasts to Jamel Hill, anyone that even mentioned them, he's basically saying he went on the narrative that the white folks were paying them to do such things.
So at this point, I was gonna say one or two things, but at this point, all this talk, that man just basically rebranded himself. He saw he caught a little energy from talking about Stephen A. and ran with it.
Exactly.
That's basically what it is at this point.
This man's going out. He's going against Black Lives Matter this week.
Oh, see, there it is.
He's on all. You know what I'm saying? I peeped the whole game. This nigga was a loser in one field. He's an excellent in another. There's nothing wrong with that. The same way we just said DMX album was trash. We can critique a thing, and that don't mean I don't speak on his whole body of work.
Because I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Because I was, because you a kid coming straight from high school now. You going to play a grown man's game.
Yeah.
All you doing is playing basketball. Now you got to deal with people that been playing basketball their whole lives. These people that's 10 years older than you, they playing pro basketball. Now you dealing with media. Now you coming on to money. Now the city's on your back. You know what I'm saying? That's
a lot of pressure, yeah.
It's definitely a lot of pressure.
Going against guys like Jordan.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you playing against Shaq. Bump Jordan. Jordan's on your team talking shit to you all day. But now you got Shaq fucking you up. Shaq is calling you, what do you call people? This is barbecue chicken.
Yes.
What do you call him that for?
Going for 30 and 18 on your ass. 30 and 18 on your ass. This is a grown man. And you got the media on you. You know what I'm saying? So I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt as far as like, maybe he did get some mental trauma from that, because that is a whole lot of pressure. You coming from high school to a grown man's game. Everybody's in your ass.
About back then too. Yeah. Back then there was no sympathy. There was no.
Yeah, grown man shit.
Listen, I'm not saying he didn't suffer mental trauma.
Like today, when you get a little tap, they call foul. Back then, they were elbowing, punching.
Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't get mental trauma or anything like that back then. I'm not saying there's not an excuse. My thing is his diversion of saying said. Just say these were the pressures back then, and that's it. You don't have to make it personal and call this person a coon or everyone against you, saying that they're working for the white man, this, that, and third. When you have gotten your fame from the white man, when you saying how you got your mom into that golf field was thanks to the paycheck of said white man. Don't try to pretend like you went out your way, became some kind of self-made millionaire.
I don't know. That's too much.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I don't agree with you,
yeah,
Nate.
That's too much for me.
When I'm a top performer, you have to pay me this money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why they call him a scrub, because he was supposed to be. They paid him good money and he did not deliver.
And he got paid.
They don't call niggas that don't get paid good and didn't deliver. They don't call them scrubs. They call people that get paid great money and didn't deliver scrubs.
Yeah, but we're talking about analysts, nigga. If you're willing to go. If you're willing to go against the grain, you already know you're gonna get a check.
But Stephen A. don't always.
True or false, Nate? If you know you're gonna
Stephen A. don't always go against the grain, though.
Stephen
A. had plenty of cool moments, mind you. Stephen A. definitely had plenty
Stephen A. goes against black folks
plenty of times.
All the fucking time.
Plenty of times. But Stephen A. don't have plenty of cool moments, mind you. That's a given. But it ain't like Stephen A. is the only person that's calling him a scrub.
Yeah, and he went at all of them too.
Yeah. So are they all wrong? Are they all working for the white man to call him a scrub? Did they all just get together? Hey, we need to throw this guy under the bus. He didn't deliver.
Out of the people that call him a scrub, some of them don't have the credential.
If what credentials you need?
He doesn't have it.
You're an analyst. That's all it is. Show me the numbers. These are the rules. That's like saying a referee doesn't get the judge a thing. Referee knows these are the rules the games are played by. And if you didn't fall within the boundaries, I get the call, yay, nay, within these rules, within these parameters. Within the parameters where did you deliver, especially based on how much we're paying you. People get mad the most when they see how much they're paying you. When they see you making a big check and you didn't deliver, they're like, oh, this motherfucker's just stealing this money.
And that's what he's talking
why
about.
not?
Niggas
It ain't my
is
money.
hating.
I mean,
Niggas out here hating.
bro.
Steve,
I'm for the players getting that much as much bag as
I'm
they
saying
can.
other fans are saying that. Fans will be like,
owners, fuck the league.
you know what I'm saying? The same way fans started booing Carmelo when he was in New
For the
York after
players
a
getting
while.
as much bread as they can get.
You know what I'm saying? The same way fans started booing Carmelo when he was in New York after a while, when you're not delivering and they're paying you a sack, they're like, this nigga's robbing us blind. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I'm gonna definitely kind of not agree as far as like the giving praise to where I got that money from, because Kwame got multiple contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever got a max because of the slander.
No, never got the max.
Even though he was performing just like the folks that were getting the max. Because the year that he brings up a lot is one of his contract years where players that were performing just as good as him or on the same level as him was getting long-term deals for like $80 million, and he wasn't able to get that because of all the slack, all the bullshit that he was getting from the media.
Wow.
So one instance he brings up is that when he went to, I believe it was Golden State, where players that was averaging the same amount that he was averaging were getting these long-term deals for like $80 million, and teams were only offering him 1 year for like $7 million, and then he would have to renegotiate after another year. So the media does fuck up your money in a certain way.
It definitely does. If you don't take control of it, if you don't try to speak to them, they can control the narrative how your career goes. That's why sometimes you either got to be friends with them or find an outlet. That just being quiet and keeping your head low, that shit don't always work.
Well, back then it was different. You can't do that now. You're talking about back then before YouTube and.
No, man, there's always media always want to talk to players, bro. There's never a time.
It happens now too.
Yeah, it happens now. If you're over here you can let the media create the narrative around you, and that can fuck up a lot of bags.
No, but you're talking about the media. That's what they do 24/7. When you're a player, you got to practice. You got stuff to do.
Like, it's the same way. It's the same way Russell Wilson.
You only get that 30 minute. So it's only so much you can say in 30 minutes.
But it's the same way Russell Wilson, not Russell Wilson. I keep saying Russell Wilson for it. Westbrook. He was mad.
In this era,
it's the same way that Westbrook got mad that they were critiquing him about not being able to shoot this, that, and the third. How he should have gotten. Had he learned how to shoot, he would have been the best among all the rest. He was already mad. So we already know how this thing try to manipulate, how they try to paint the narrative about you. You know what I'm saying? So he spoke out against it. But that's what you got to do. You either speak out at the time. You don't wait 20 years later and try to change the narrative, or you get ahead of it. You go sit on the couch. You can try to make your own narrative. You can fight the media in a sense, or because everybody wants their own thing. But just being quiet, niggas stay low and be quiet because they're getting a check. That's what happened.
It's different though than back then.
Listen, back then, niggas they're calling plenty of people sorry.
You could go on Twitter, you could go on your own, social media, and and fight that. Back then, you didn't have that. That 30 minute you got, that was it.
This is why I like Damian Lillard, man. All that talking that he gets, he say he doesn't do that. Don't do none of that talking. Goes and practice, and he busts that ass next season. That's how it is. He don't have to do 100 interviews. People say he don't show out this other every and then he shows you he does it on the court. If he couldn't do it on the court, it'd be something else.
Long story short, that nigga ain't going through no trauma.
He might have went through this back then.
That man got a few likes, got a couple views. My dog said, "Hey,
he's right.
Yeah, they done shit on me as a kid, man. Fuck these coon ass niggas." And you know what I'm saying? And he's making his little living off that. So that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Never know. He might take Stephen A's spot.
No, he's not.
Nah, he won't because he's not polished.
He's not polished at all.
He just get on there and be talking that ish.
He's over there talking wild.
Stephen A does the same.
Nah,
Stephen A don't do the same.
He's on that. You want your cornbread?
That nigga barely speak English, bro. Come on, bro. He ain't going.
That country shit.
Polished version of him would get Whitlock. You know what I'm saying? This nigga can't. You said it's not gonna happen.
Fuck Whitlock trying to grow his hair back for real. Punk ass. I think he got a young boy haircut. Shit weird, bro.
Oh, speaking of sports, the Lakers are getting their ass whooped. Lakers going home, bro.
It's a
Lakers
wrap?
going fishing. Yeah, bro. Lakers are down like 13 points, and it's the fourth quarter.
Oh wow.
Much time
Yeah,
left.
Lakers going home, man.
AD play tonight?
I think AD play. He started the game, but he left because I guess he re-injured that groin.
Feeney. Wow. I was thinking Lakers Brooklyn.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Not this year.
I just hope Brooklyn don't make it through somehow, some way. I'm just praying. It might not happen.
Who won't stop him?
I don't know. I was just hoping.
They might run into some trouble with Philadelphia.
I don't even know who's on that team other than Embiid and Simmons.
Embiid, Simmons, Harris. They're just too. I think they're just a little too big for Brooklyn. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because really, Philadelphia is the one that got to stop them when it comes to all that speed and shooting. And Philly just big as heck.
Yeah, Philly's a big ass team, so we'll see if size wins over speed and talent. We'll see.
Yeah.
What else we got? And what were we at? We're in sports, or we're in,
that kind of blended into the sports. We were right in sports. You could say other in sports. We have Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley agree to fight. Is that, I don't know if this week's fight, are they going to be like the undercard under the Logan Paul?
No, that's I think that's coming down like a month later.
Yeah.
This
Shout
week's
out to the Paul
scores are
brothers, dog. Get in the fucking bag. I absolutely believe Tyron Woodley's going to knock the shit out of Jake Paul's ass.
Please.
Yeah, I believe too. I think Jake Paul gonna get his ass whooped this fight.
I feel like this time, yeah, you didn't try it.
For the culture, please. Yeah. Please.
We can't have another Nate Robinson on our hands.
Oh, that nigga made the quiz.
Since we're talking about protecting the black image.
Yeah,
we cannot have a Jake Paul beat one of these professional fighters, especially a black one.
Exactly. So
I need Mayweather and Tyron for the culture to mash up these boys. Mash up these boys.
We already know Mayweather's gonna win that fight, regardless.
You can see Mayweather's sparring. He's been going super slow. He's trying to deceive the camera. Mayweather's gonna beat the shit out of you.
I need it, but see, I don't need no political shit. Like, let's go 8 rounds, 10 rounds. None of this. If anything, give them 1 or 2 rounds, but 3rd round, kill them.
Give them that knockout. Give that check.
Kill him.
It depends. Listen, Mayweather is very smart, bro.
Yes, he is.
He's gonna look at the betting line.
Yeah.
And if the money is to be made in the 3rd round, he's gonna knock him out in the 3rd round. If the money is to be made in the 6th round, he'll knock him out in the 6th round.
It's crazy that he can even bet on himself. It's insane.
He can pick wherever the betting line is.
He goes against it.
Where the most money is supposed to be made.
Yeah, when he's the underdog, he makes the most money. Yeah,
he's gonna do whatever it takes to get to. Just like the McGregor fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could have whooped McGregor ass in the first 2 rounds.
Mm.
But the betting line was I believe the 8th round or whatever round it was.
Oh,
and that's where he took it to.
Wow.
Damn.
Because you can see the churn up when he was like, okay, now it's time to fight. I'm about to go whoop this nigga ass, whoop this white guy's ass. And that's what it was. There was more money to be made in that 8th round knockout versus knocking him out in the other round.
Wow.
So he played it how he was supposed to play it.
Wow. It's like a business, yeah.
I didn't.
It's kind of crazy that he got to bet on himself to do that though.
Yeah, that's crazy, yeah.
But I don't know if you guys seen the videos of that. But I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about that situation. Did you guys see that video where Tyron was in the locker room with Jake Paul?
No, what happened?
When when he was fighting the other guy?
No, he wasn't fighting, but he was. I don't know. Yeah, I guess he was about to fight somebody, but
Yeah, it was the
Tyrone,
last fight when Tyrone was like the eye person for the other MMA fighter, and Jake Paul was questioning him about, you think your boy's gonna win, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That was when he was, the other guy was fighting, and he was just the glove person, just viewing
Okay.
everything, making sure everything is right, making sure he's not putting anything in his glove or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he was there.
So what I didn't like about that situation was, what I know is, if two guys are talking, those two guys are talking. I didn't like the fact that there was a black dude in the back who kept on interjecting, and almost felt like on some massa type shit. Like, yo, there's two men talking. You need to shut the fuck up for real. I don't give a fuck if he's putting food on your plate or whatever the case may be.
I know who's paying him.
That's my issue. You look like a nigga for real. Because there was another black dude in the room. He didn't say shit. That's not my business. I'm supposed to let these two talk. But he's over here, boy. If you want it, I'm a boxer myself. We could get it in for real type shit. Like, what, you gonna fight your master's battles type shit? That shit look funny to me, dog.
So the thing is, the Paul brothers like to play into whatever it is that's gonna make people hate them the most. Their entourage is pretty mixed with black guys in it as well. So, but they already know if this lean into the more cultural aspect, they'll lean into that, because them boys are YouTube stars getting the check every way possible. They're about to be the highest paid people in sports. Let me give you the purse breakdown of the Mayweather.
That's wild.
Paul purse. Mayweather gets $10 million guaranteed and 50% of the pay-per-view shares, which is fucking massive. Logan Paul gets $250,000 guaranteed and 10% of the pay-per-view shares. That pay-per-view revenue alone is gonna be crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? So just the guaranteed of $250K and the 10% revenue from the pay-per-view shares, Logan Paul's already winning.
So
He's not winning compared to what Mayweather.
What is
He's
Mayweather?
winning as in he's winning in life because he's getting that money, but
he's winning because he knows that Mayweather. He already knows that Mayweather pay-per-view is going to do.
Yeah,
he's going to win it. Like, yeah, he's not going to win against a fight. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about winning as in he's not winning against his competitor.
Oh yeah, of course not. No. Because you already know the one thing.
The bread, that's like the most he probably will get.
Yeah, that's the most he's gonna get, because Mayweather,
he's winning in a loss, so he's
because you already know Mayweather. The one thing Mayweather does is he beats you in the field and he beats you by the money back. Because if you he'll never do a 50-50 pay-per-view.
Never.
If he hears you getting 50, he's gonna say nope. He likes to belittle you. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he agreed to 60 and hear that you get in 40, like, nah, I need to redo that. I can't be getting 60 and 40. I need to be making X amount more than this guy. That's what it is. It's not about the percentage I make. I need to make X amount more. And which is the fucked up way of doing it, but that's how he does.
It is when you got the hands on it like that. Hell yeah.
And it's a psychological when he does against you. You know what I'm saying? And he's done that ever since he lost the fight, the Golden Boy. I mean, when he won Golden Boy's fight, but Golden Boy made more money than him.
Yeah.
After that, every fight after that, he rigged it where the person is getting a dismal amount based on against him in any pay-per-view bout.
Yeah.
He earned it.
It's a fucked up way of doing, because I like, say your number, whatever your number is we got you. It shouldn't be based on how much I'm getting.
Nope.
If you want $10 million,
I'm the draw.
You know
I'm the draw.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But just say your number. Well, you're
the 50 and 0.
You're gonna say you want 50 million. You're like, no, I don't want 50 million. I just want 70% more than whatever that guy's getting.
I'm 50 because you guys want to see that. Y'all want to see the one in my loss column. Y'all don't have to pay for it.
It's just a crazy thing to do, because they'll give him whatever he wants, but that's not good enough. It needs to be X amount more than this guy.
Hell yeah.
That's the crazy. That's the fucked up thing about it. So I feel like.
Yeah, I gotta pay for the potential of a loss column number.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like you got insurance built in.
Hey, we missed something in hip hop. The Rory and Mel.
Oh yeah, Rory and Mel. They didn't debut their podcast yet, right? They did the commercials for it.
They did the commercials for it, and they got their own thing going on, which is under Kevin Durant's network.
Yep. I think it's a good look. I think it's a good look. I like how Kevin Durant and them starting to move up. That just goes to show. That's another thing, Greg. You see, Kevin Durant's another dude that's not good with media. He went and created his own media, get his own narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in today's time, you know what I'm saying. But you talking about back what in the late '90s,
early 2000s. Yeah.
You
yeah.
could be. I felt back then you could befriend other media. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali didn't have his own media back then, but media people loved him. He'd go on Carson show, this, that. He'll go around. You make yourself accessible. There was never a rule against that if you really felt one way or the other.
Nate, so what do you guys think about Joe? What's his name? Joe Budden. Joe Budden talking about he's happy for them and he wants to see them prosper and he wants to help.
What else could Joe Budden
Nah,
say?
man, let them boys alone, man. Stay out of there.
What else could he say after
Yeah.
he's been proven that they think it was bucking his foot?
We're done with you, bro.
Yeah, I definitely think he's full of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's hurting. Yeah, he's hurting now. Yeah.
You listen. I went back and I was looking at the episodes of the whole Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah.
And I realized you can tell he's a fucked up dude just by the setup of the whole show.
How so?
When you have a podcast, right, with 3 people,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the equipment. You look at the equipment and you see how Joe Budden has a superior mic versus everybody else. Go look at those episodes and you'll see how Joe Budden has I think his mic is like it's like a $250 mic, and then boys have like a $70 mic. But I'm very cautious of that because we do a podcast and you never hear my voice quality better than Nate's or Gray's or anybody that's on the podcast, because I make sure that everybody has the same type of equipment.
That's true. That's true.
Just so you know that it's a level playing field and everybody's getting the top quality, at least the top quality that we can provide. Like I've never had a better mic than Nate. Nate never had a better mic than Gray. Gray never had a better mic than me. So if you ever listen to any of our stuff, you'll see that. And I always make sure, hey, I think this mic is better. Let's get all this mic. Because I personally have one of those big dog mics, which is the $400, $500 mics. But I don't use it on the podcast because everybody else doesn't have that mic. Mm-hmm. So if you look at the Joe Budden podcast, you can see that nigga's been doing this shit and it's always been strategic that he's never wanted them to have the same voice as him on the podcast.
What if when he's showing them the books and he's showing them the expensive, that mic is part of the expenses? You're like, look, man, we spent that. You gotta get us some of the more expensive mic.
I mean,
that's if you ever look at a podcast with more than one person and you see that the mics are different, there's the reason that the mics are different.
But yeah, man, I mean, shit, yeah. Joe Budden, he showed a lot, man. That whole interview when they all came back together, that shit was awkward. And then the shit with Rory and Mal, the thing when they were on the stage and they was telling that story about I think they was in Boston or whatever, and they had people in the line. It's like, yo, you see everybody else on the line, they here because of me. It's like, nah, bro. They here because of us. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he let his ego run wild that way is insane. Like, nobody was looking for you at the end of your career. Not even when you was Slaughterhouse, you was pulling like this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But the fact that he let his mind play them tricks on him like that, I don't know, man. And like I said, man, we all know Joe got some type of mental issues going on. Whatever that shit is, he got something going on, and his ego is on a crazy level. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's sad, but he's gone back to recording this, that, other. And oddly enough, we already know he's gonna pop again. Once again, he's gonna this time around. Now everything's in his favor, which is only gonna be worse when he ends up having to fire these dudes down the line in a couple years, because now everything is in his favor. So I want to know how he's gonna fumble this next bag.
I think people will be looking out for him to fuck up, though, not to succeed. If anything,
people are looking like that in his whole career, because his viewpoints, his talking points, because it's not every day you get a rapper that goes on, and it's not even like a rapper. It's a rapper that had one hit single, and it was a very much because his single was so like cheesy. He's always had to overcompensate with lyrics, so he's a super lyricist. So those that know he's a super lyricist. Those that don't know him as the one hit wonder. So he walks the realm of he was hot in the industry at one point, and he kind of the back door, and he's well-spoken. He comes from radio as well. So it's a viewpoint that you don't get a lot in the industry. And he got people there, and he just his takes in general. I already see his numbers are still starting to come back up again. He's going to be good without them boys regardless. But knowing him, everything he's ever done, he self-destructed himself from Hot 97, from Def Jam, from the rap group, you know what I'm saying, to this. So we already know it's just a matter of time. So I'm just wondering how long till it happens again. Because he's got one thing about it, he's gonna get that back. Joe's gonna go and get that back.
Yeah, but he also did lose a lot of the whole Joe Budden followers, the Joe Budden podcast followers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them jumped ship to Marlon Murray shit because
they'll leave. But he's gonna still, like I said, he's already shown that he could carry. Just off his name alone, he's gonna be able to carry. He's gonna be good, like he's done when he's done State of the Culture or anything else. He's spin off and done other shows just off the strength of him. So I think he'll be good. It was kind of odd this past week. You had the girls in this podcast. Well, last week they had to speak against their views against how they're sorry, how they didn't step up for the other girl, who got kicked off the. You know what I'm saying? Who left the show because Joe sexually harassed her. So they try to say, they're not always. They said they were with the girl 100%, but they might have said stuff off the screen now while not on screen. It just got kind of crazy.
But do y'all think that this time might be a little bit different for the fact that now people actually know what happened behind the scenes? Like, at what point does now you're really you souring your bag? Like your bag is dirty now. We really can't be messing with you.
We done seen all sorts of shit with Joe from him.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take some time.
From him sitting on extra Baxter's stomach when she was pregnant, we'd heard those stories before. People still rock with him. From the fact that Tahiri said that she was abusive to him when they went on that little campaign to try to ruin him at the end. This ain't the first. We done seen plenty of crazy shit about Joe, and the shit don't went on. And you know what I'm saying, life don't went on to the. You know what I'm saying, I don't think this is not his first public embarrassment. Mm-hmm. He wears them, he speaks on it, sometimes he laughs about it down the line, and then they keep it moving.
Yeah, I think I don't think they're gonna be able to cancel him because you only get canceled if you stop working.
Yeah. And
I don't think he's that arrogant where he would never stop working.
Exactly. He says you create your way through.
You can't cancel someone that's gonna stop working, especially when it's to this podcast shit, because you don't need a big company behind you to continue podcasting.
True. Yeah.
Because you could just continue to release your shit.
What's his name? Derek Jackson. Look what happened. He got caught and he stopped. You see, he stopped. Mm-hmm. That's how you cancel yourself. You see, only Joe's arrogant enough. Joe knows he got caught. He dropped the podcast again. He's dropped another podcast. He gonna keep going. This is just gonna be but a blip in due time. And that's what happens. He's gonna be all right.
He got the work ethic, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely got the work. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be all right.
He doesn't have the morale, but he got the ethic.
Exactly.
There's that.
Yeah, he definitely don't have the morals, but he gonna definitely make sure he works through it.
Oh man.
I gotta see how it works out for Rory and Maul, but it should be good though. What else do we have? I think that's all I had in sports. Other than the NBA playoff. Oh, did y'all see Stephen A. Smith going off about the NBA players not backing the black coach this
Black
past
coach.
week? Let me see. What was it? I know there's some coach that I guess nigga did sorry and he just got a raise or just got a job. And Stephen was saying, well, he's got as much as the players have all this power right now. How come not backing the black coach? He was going on a rant and he walked off. This was just recently. Let me see if I can find it.
I thought that I heard that before, but I was on
Yeah, because you're saying maybe the NBA needs the
Harden was with the Rockets, and they said he left because they hired a new black coach and he didn't want to, stay there and support him or play for him, whatever.
I gotta find it. I know they were speaking on like he was saying how LeBron, all these guys out here is like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was it Danny Ainge stepping down?
Oh, you talking about the Celtics?
What did they want
Celtics,
to do?
right?
Like,
It was for the Celtics, right?
Yeah. So as far as the Celtics go, I know the situation is Danny Ainge, the president of the Celtics, stepped down, and the current coach for the Celtics stepped up into the
Full-time role.
the president's role.
oh wow.
Yeah. And the current coach is sorry. They're like, how does someone lose and then get a promotion? You get it?
Yeah. I don't know. It could be a contract situation because they signed him to a long-term contract, a 4-year contract at least, I think.
Let his ass stay in the coach.
Like last year.
That's why it's like he said a black guy should have got that position.
It's guaranteed.
They said they should have given the black guy that position. Then he shouldn't move up. Though you're saying it's kind of crazy. It's one of those things. It's like when I remember I said when I was so pissed off when I seen the Game of Thrones season finale. When those guys kind of winged the last season on the most popular show on HBO, and then after they winged it, they went off to go do Star Wars. I'm like, these guys should never be allowed to work in Hollywood again. We got the most popular show on TV, and you just wing the last season, and then you get rewarded with a franchise. Like, this is just fucking wild. Like, these guys should not even be allowed in Hollywood, period, for fucking up such a show, bro. Like, it's insane how they fucked up that last season. That they was even allowed to work.
Yeah, network privilege, small show.
Like, they shouldn't be allowed. Like, as soon as they mention that, people are like, nah, we good, bro. We good. You don't want to need you around here. We've seen what you done did to quality shit, how you treat. It's like, you know how it don't matter if you did great at a job. If they heard your last day, you shit on the desk and you left. That's it. We don't care if you did 10 stellar years. If on your way out, you're shitting on desks, you don't deserve to work here anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can't work at my institute. We hear how you leave. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he can look the other way, maybe it's one of those things. So, he's speaking on Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all these woke guys that didn't speak against Brad Stevens' promotion by the Celtics. He was going off. Stephen was going on one of his rants.
If anything, the real issue I got is the fact that in Boston, man. So Boston got the situation with Boston. I know a lot of people that's not familiar with Boston. They say like Boston has to be racist. It's like the racism that Boston would have is low key racism. It's not like Florida racism. Like
every
racism
country
could be in your face.
Every country has their own version of racism.
Most definitely. So what the situation is, Kyrie. I guess the reason Kyrie didn't really kind of stay in Boston was the fact that the fans were doing some racist shit. They were saying some racist shit.
Yeah.
So after that interview came out, after the second game, an interviewer asked Danny Ainge, so what you think about what Kyrie said? And Danny Ainge kind of brushed that shit off.
Yeah, he said that Boston isn't that Boston
like
that racist. Yeah.
No, he basically said I never heard anything about any type of racism. Mind you, Danny Ainge played in the 80s in Boston. He had teammates that said racism. Bill Russell put in his book about racism in Boston. Marcus Smart, the player that's on the team today, said he had people from Boston. Like, how the fuck I play for you and put my heart on the floor, and these guys are rooting against me. You're supposed to be rooting against the other team, but I got my own home team rooting against me, saying some racist shit. But Danny Ainge just saying, I never heard about this shit.
Yeah, he can't speak, man. He can't. Yeah.
You know, one thing white folks.
He's not in that position. Y'all gotta understand, like players are still employees.
One thing white folks are good for.
You're within the company. You're still an employee. Yeah, you getting, you're a high paid employee, but it's still a position. You know what I'm saying? It's only so much you could do.
I think we're just giving them too much credit because one thing white folks are good for is rock around them blinders on. They can go around their whole lifetime. I've never seen nothing racist. They'll be racist every Thanksgiving, but they've never seen or heard anyone racist or person. You go to their house one day and somehow magically you don't peep the racism. They live their whole life and not seen it. So maybe because it don't affect you, maybe you don't see it. That's simple as that.
But that's a problem.
It's a very big problem.
So if Marcus Smart said this back in 2019 or 2020, how in the fuck that never got back to you that this man wasn't encountering that shit? Yeah, exactly. That was last year. This man got the interview sometime this week.
Wow.
And you telling me no one ever got back to you or the players never talked to you about? You're gonna act like I never heard. What?
While we're on sports, what's been going on with these damn white fans acting a fool, throwing drinks at the crowd, running on the field? Are we gonna have to start banning white fans from sports?
No. Need to run our test these niggas.
That's
what needs to happen. Niggas need to start
whooping ass again.
Athletes.
They need to fine them. They need to fine them just as much as they fine the players.
Boom.
Hit them with that $25,000 fine.
Can you imagine you went to a basketball game and now you owe $25,000?
Yeah. You'll stop real quick. Yeah.
The athletes just need to start acting like niggas.
I'm trying to tell you, kid.
Just be niggas. Y'all calling us niggas. We gonna start acting like niggas and start going in that crowd, going in bleachers and whoop your ass like a nigga would.
Hit them with
that shit would cease.
Hit them with that Jermaine O'Neal. That nigga say, yo. I remember all them punches, boy. Boy. That's how crazy that shit was. Now, I was telling the homie, I'm like, yo, you can't expect to give these guys a lifetime ban and think something's gonna change. This was probably the one game they will ever go to for their whole life. That don't mean shit to them to ban them for the rest of their life. They're not coming to a game again.
Yeah, they just watch that shit on TV.
That's it. Ban them, arrest them, fine them.
And usually a lot of time they probably like, how often do these guys go to a game?
That's the thing. Yeah. You're gonna ban a nigga that was only planning to go to a game once in his whole life.
Yeah, true.
The NBA got enough pool to make it where it's a felony or something to rush a professional athlete while on the court. They got enough suction, enough pool to make it where they can make it a serious charge. Where it can't just be a regular assault, you know what I'm saying? Because you're undermining institutions, billion-dollar corporations that taxpayers usually fund, because these things are all nonprofit. Because you want to go act a fool, run down there and throw drinks and do dumb shit.
But here's my thing: how do you ban a person for real? Nobody checks IDs; they check tickets.
Yeah,
I guess
that shit didn't make sense. You just can't buy the ticket under your name.
You feel me? The fuck?
So it's still going.
I throw on a disguise. I'm in there.
No, I don't even think you need to go that far. That's like you're gonna ban. I'm gonna have my homeboy buy the ticket. We both in that bitch next week. Oh fuck. That's just cap, bro. Find them, ban them niggas, find them, and charge them. Charge them.
Yep.
Straight up.
Well, this last one in Boston got charged with a felony, so we'll see if that changed the landscape of how these it's all white guys, so how these white guys treat these athletes.
And
so the Lakers lost.
Yeah, bro. Lakers lost. Lakers out of the playoffs.
That's crazy.
You know, is like the boys weren't healthy, man. What do you expect? We might have put an asterisk in the season.
Uh,
Do we have anything else in sports?
I think that's all for sports.
Naomi
Last night
Osaka.
we did Logan. Let's
Oh,
say,
we didn't speak on Naomi.
oh yeah, I do
Osaka.
have running.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The sister.
Naomi Osaka, was it? She left the French Opens because she didn't want to speak, and then she got fined with $15,000 for not speaking after losing a match, something like that.
Nah, she didn't lose. She won.
Yeah.
She won, yeah, whatever. She said she gets real bad anxiety speaking. She didn't do all that stuff. So for other reasons, she said she dipped out. You know, she said, and then once they find her, you know, she already knows she's balling. She's the highest paid sport thing right now in female sports. So she's like, fuck it.
Mhm.
She dropped out. She needs for the sake of her mental health. And now there's an asterisk to whoever wins this year because you won off the strength of this girl just dropping out. I like the fact that it was like, you know, Haitian flag, you know, it was the Haitian flag month in a sense. And people were like, on the last day of Haitian flag month, you drop out the French Opens, basically sticking with the France. Just celebrating, laughing. But people are cool with the decisions. You know, I don't see no one speaking against it. It is part of the game, but like I said, if you're willing to say, fuck it, I'll take my fine. Just take your fine. I don't know if she should have quit. Just keep paying the play, win, and just don't speak to them. Pay the fines.
She played her cards though, because basically what was gonna happen was they was gonna suspend her because you see, because they see that she could afford to take them fines.
Yeah.
So what happened was the French one talked to the Australian one talked to the American one. So all of them ganged up and said, if she's not gonna do these interviews, she thinks she's just gonna pay to get out of these interviews. She's not gonna be able to play. So she said, fuck it, before y'all could even go that far, I'm out of here.
Yeah. So she has a lot of power. She took off, man. As she should. I don't blame her. She don't want to talk. It's a sad part of the game, but like I said, there's a whole industry brought up on commentating. Those whole networks, you know what I'm saying? They thrive on that. These players that are very antisocial and don't want to speak. What is ESPN supposed to do? And then they spent millions. ESPN has spent millions on just paying Stephen A. How are we gonna recoup that money back if you don't have a hot take that we get to break down and dissect for the next 4 hours? You know what I'm saying? We need you for the content. It's not just your sports. You gotta imagine, it's kind of crazy that we even have a whole channel about sports. You know what I'm saying? Because we already have the sports channels to watch playing the sports. The fact that we got channels of people speaking of said sports after that is it's kind of crazy. But they need content. They need the players to give them the content. We paying these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole industry. So if you start doing it, other people might do it and everything. Then what are we supposed to do? Just go, you know what I'm saying? Is Disney supposed to just, all right, close shop, guys. We're getting rid of this whole end? I can see why I can see it from the industry standpoint, but it's kind of wild. I don't know. I kind of always thought it was strange that right after you lose, I got to speak to you. Like they want to see if they can catch you in the moment why you like, why you need them. Why can't I collect my thoughts? Maybe come with a better excuse. They want to catch you right in the moment. What do you think, man? Can we have this full interview even though you didn't played your heart out? At least they let them shower now. Remember back then, it used to be right after the film.
That's the thing with her, at least. Like if you look at her previous interviews, you can tell she's not a great public speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that when she's doing these interviews after her matches and stuff that she's stuttering and stuff like that. So you can see the anxiety in her when she's doing these interviews because it's never really a great interview with her. And I guess it's because of the anxiety and speaking on after the match and stuff like that. So She definitely had a good reason for not wanting to do the interview because you can tell she never looks comfortable doing these interviews after her matches. You have different players that when they after a match that they lose or win, they still have a great personality or a great interview after the fact. But with her, at least you can always tell she was always uncomfortable doing these interviews.
Yeah, I seen that she had gotten better, like, like later on, comparing like to her first interviews. But yeah. I mean, she feels like, she's not able to do them, or she, like she get that anxiety attacks, which it's a real thing. Because that's one of the what do you call that? One of the
Yeah,
like one of
yeah.
those phobia that
Public
people
speaking
have.
anxiety, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I
A
think
lot of
this
people
is just
suffer from
from
that
this
too.
new generation.
No, it's
These
not just
kids
from the
are
generation. No, it's been around.
it's
you know
been
these new,
around,
but
but
even if
but
it's been
these new
around, but
kids are
these
pussy,
new
bro.
generations, yeah, these new generations are susceptible.
It's
It's
been
like
around.
they're susceptible to what's in the air. If everybody's more susceptible to mental health, it's like they done caught it. So I done caught that mental health now. Sorry, I can't do this anymore. She done caught that
So,
mental health. Sorry, she ain't doing no more public speaking. Y'all need to act accordingly.
I feel that part. I'm definitely a big proponent on like, damn, shit is mad sensitive nowadays.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, there's a lot of people nowadays that are standing up for, they're standing against the status quo. It's like, yo, I really don't want to do this shit. You guys wish you could say I didn't want to do this back in the day. Y'all just went with the flow. But
That's
now
true.
some of them are actually like,
The
no, I
powers,
don't want to do this, and I have the leverage.
That's true. It's like Adam Silver said, the worst thing that happened to NBA was when the players started getting all the power. They have all the leverage. Like, yeah, that's what
Yeah, of course, it's good. Yeah,
it's supposed to swing both ways.
That's what it is, though. They're the entertainment. So why shouldn't they have all the power?
Yeah, they do it as a collective.
It's
It makes
like
sense.
it's like the plantation owner saying, honestly.
It's like, damn, y'all niggas talk too much.
First thing that happened when these slaves started speaking, they own damn minds. You're like,
They don't want to shut the fuck up now. God damn. I let them talk for one day. Now they want to talk all week. God damn it.
how about collective bargaining? What the fuck they talking about?
50-50. Don't they know I put up the money, y'all do all the work, and y'all talking about 50-50? That shit's wild, bro.
Yeah, so it's good to see how she's definitely a legend. We already know she's the future. Even Serena spoke on it. Serena said she completely understands, because there be times I don't want to speak to y'all, but the way I feel is I just think in my head that I don't let them get to me. Everyone criticizes my head. They'll never be as good as me.
That was Venus. That was Serena.
That's Venus, yeah.
That's Venus. Okay, Venus. And she's right. Because they do have good interviews sometimes, but sometimes you be seeing some of the Venus sisters, and they be like, she was like, man, I'm just trying to get over it. She's like, I don't really want to be here. Y'all keep asking the same question. So, let's go. You're saying she'll joke with them, but it is a part of the job that they don't like doing.
Yeah, the interviewers sometimes they do ask like some awkward questions too. Like,
they can always take that Marshawn Lynch approach.
Yeah.
Word.
Or that Westbrook approach. Just keep saying next question, next question, next question. And they'll get it.
That might be the next interview.
They'll get the hint in the due time.
That might be the next interview.
It just depends. Yeah, sometimes they'll accept it from certain people. It is odd now seeing the athlete being dicks. Now, back in the days, they always had to put up a good front. Because remember the one time LeBron flipped out and said, "Well, you're like, I get to go back to my great life, and they have to go back to work in the morning." And they fucking turned on him the Harvey. How dare you say that?
Remember that shit.
How dare you say that? And he was speaking the truth, nigga. I'm a millionaire. It don't matter if I lost, nigga. I'm about to go chill, nigga. You gotta be working in the morning. And they're like, "How dare you do it?"
Yeah. Everybody hears that shit differently.
Yeah. So we're not used to. Imagine if Michael Jordan, now that we know how much of a jerk he was, if he got to speak his mind back and then.
Yeah. Great TV, dog.
Michael Jordan was punching fellow teammates to ball right and shit. Imagine if back then, if he got to keep it real high with him, it would have been fucking wild, bro. So the fact they were over here trying to protect his image, when this guy don't even want to wear his GM's logo, nigga throwing the American flag over it. They're like, I'm gonna teach him a lesson. You want to make me wear Nike? What was it? What brand was Nike to wear?
I think it was Reebok.
Yeah, he was mad. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna wear this. So you got to, you're gonna be fine. I got something for that. They come on with American flag over it.
All right, that's gangster shit though.
Yeah, bro. His document is fucking crazy, bro.
I loved it.
Michael's a problem, bro.
I loved it. I fucking loved every minute of that shit, bro.
Yeah. My favorite is the fact that when he was down and he was like, everybody gets to talk shit when you up. Yeah, that's anyone can do that. But and he had the cigar in his mouth, he had the baseball bat. Can you talk shit when you're up? And he was down already. That's how confident he was gonna win the next one. They're like, this man's a fucking beast, bro. That's
GOAT talk for real.
Yeah. And the fact that as soon as the boys don't like you, they punish you at the next game. They're like, hey, me and Scotty got this guy. When they pick out a player and they just want to embarrass you the whole game, that's just a problem, bro. The players aren't that vindictive anymore. But back then, them niggas ruined a couple people's careers like that, bro.
And that's what made it fun. Like, that's that alpha dog shit for me. Like, I don't know, man. That's why I didn't want to bring this up just based on what you just said, but I didn't want to bring it up. But like, damn, that's what kind of makes the difference between Michael and LeBron.
Yeah, they grew up in a different era. Yeah.
It's just like, damn, you ain't got that killer in you for real. You a great athlete, you make plays, but like the game's on the line, I'm gonna stop him and I'm gonna shoot the last shot and I'm gonna tell him which hand I'm gonna tell him where I'm gonna shoot it from and I'm gonna make it.
Well, you gotta imagine LeBron is more of a product of Kobe. And Kobe was a product of Jordan.
Not really, Nate.
In the sense of which era you seen that you played before you. How much further back do you think LeBron was watching Jordan that far back? It's believable that you grew up in the game, you watched the best player, but LeBron's our age. You think he was watching 20, 30-year-old reels his whole career watching just Jordan? Especially when he had Kobe at his prime, Iverson. These are people this motherfucker would have loved growing up.
No. Michael is 1A and Kobe's like 1B or 1C.
But that's what I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the people he's emulating more. That's what I'm saying. Those are the people he would see more growing up. He would see more of Kobe and Iverson. Those are his era. Even though they like to say that
even
Jordan.
Kobe himself, Kobe was.
I feel like it gets softer with each generation in a sense.
Kobe was not soft at all.
Yeah.
There was no soft in Kobe. There was no soft in Kobe. LeBron, I still remember it like yesterday when Boston beat LeBron, and he was a Cavalier, and he walked off the court and took off his jersey. Like, I never forgot that.
The nigga was hot
before the game was over. But that shows me how much a bitch is in you.
It's a lot to call for. I'll give you, I guess it's just some unsportsman stuff you never know. But
you can't even imagine Kobe or Michael doing that. It's not even, you can't even imagine that. You know what I mean? So don't get me wrong. LeBron's in the Hall of Fame and LeBron's a great player. But to compare them, I know those are two different players, but like that monster for real, that's not in them.
I don't know. It's hard to keep that chip on your shoulder to be a monster. If you are a monster, let's say you got something to prove. It's hard to keep trying to prove something after 1, 2, 3, 4. You've already got 1 trophy, 2 trophy, 3 trophy. You know what I'm saying? 4 trophy. After a while, every time you win, that hunger kind of falls off your back in a sense. It's hard to kind of be that hungry and prove it every day. You know what I'm saying?
Some people, yeah.
It's just like if you see earlier in his beginning of his career, you see him be more of a ball hog, more dominant. You ease up a little bit, especially you've been playing this long. Some people, it's hard to just stay that hungry all the way through. You just gotta prove it to you. And you're this wealthy, this paid, this took care of, about to be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? After a while, this basketball should become smaller and smaller and smaller to him.
Nate, Michael Jordan was 30-something, couldn't jump like he used to, and was still yelling at niggas like he was 23.
Yeah, Jordan was a different beast, and all he had that basketball on the shoe deal, but you see the type of bag LeBron's getting now. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna catch up the Jordan money in a fraction of the time.
And that's fine. And that's why I said LeBron will never be Michael Jordan.
Different era, different time, yeah.
That
No
There are
disrespect.
more opportunities now. This man making like 100 band off a tweet.
that money softens you after a while, bro. That lifestyle.
Go ahead and retire.
Like you said, he gets to get up and go live his wonderful life in the morning. It was
Yeah. Goddamn.
so that does take away from it in a sense. I think in politics, the only thing I have for politics is the Florida. You know, we back at it again. Your boy Ron DeSantis, on the first day of LGBT month, LGBT Pride Month, he signs a bill saying no trans women can play in women's sports. You know, he had to come out there flaming, get these gays right on check, right on code. DeSantis is. Some people feel that DeSantis might run for president. He might be the next president.
He might. We do need to revert back some of this like fuckery, bro.
I don't think him. I still think our Rick Scott would get it before him.
Rick Scott, I don't think anybody really thinking about Rick Scott right now.
Rick Scott is the perfect villain, bro. He's never lost an election. He's quiet. He gets shit done for his persons, and everything he's done bad, it usually always gets forgotten about because there'll be a hurricane or some natural shit, and he shows leadership at that time. And it washes over all the horrible shit he's done. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's never lost. I think he's not a senator.
I think DeSantis gets it first because the fact that I'm not in Florida and I hear DeSantis.
Yeah,
of course I have a little insight because I'm from there, but the fact that the national news keep talking about DeSantis, especially after COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The COVID played a role in it because
big role.
Because Rick Scott, that's because Rick Scott left governor and became a senator.
Yeah, well, he ain't got no buzz. He ain't got no buzz.
Yeah,
DeSantis.
You need that buzz, man. You need that buzz.
I don't know, man.
DeSantis look like Trump 2.0. Them niggas don't fuck with that.
Maybe you might be right. Sometimes, people are short.
And how he handled the COVID in Florida.
COVID.
People are.
How he handled that?
Yeah. Yeah, you talking about you see how Cuomo. You see how Cuomo handled COVID, and you see how DeSantis handled COVID. DeSantis said, "No mask, fuck that mask shit. We're gonna handle business as usual." You know what I'm saying? And the cases didn't go crazy in Florida.
They did for a while there. They did, but we just kept on rocking. That's all.
Rocking.
Some people had to fall to the wayside until they. You know what I'm saying? You know what I said? There's that curve. We let the death curve come to us. We curved out of death, and we
So
well, I gotta ask this: will Biden be do you guys think Biden will be a one-term president?
I think so.
Possible.
Yeah.
I don't know if Biden even want to be a two-term president. He's old and he's passing some crazy legislation. I don't know if he'll be able to take Biden out though.
It depends.
Biden's passing lots of stuff people love, bro. He's passing. He's making America more and more socialist bit by bit. People not having to go to work, getting checks. He's about to pass the other one that if you have kids, you're getting a check all the way. You're gonna be getting that little half part-time stimmy. He wants to do the other thing where you get to start school 2 years earlier.
Yeah, but there's gonna be an effect of that too.
Well, I'm telling you, the effect is the majority of people. They were saying when you pass legislation that majority favors, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that he's passing against. Only people that are against it are people that are well off. There's more people hurting than there are people that are well off. You know what I'm saying? People ain't with that churning off unemployment. And
my thought is that the climate that we're in and the way we're moving, I don't think there's gonna be another two-term president, bro.
You think we're just gonna keep it moving them now?
People just gonna keep flip-flopping.
Yep.
I don't even think there's going to be another two-term president in the future.
Which will be good, because we don't have the patience for it anymore. Nigga, you got one job, you don't get into it, we out of here. We switching up like that. We switching up. That's how it should have been. Now
you ain't getting that retirement pay.
Yeah, you'll get it all done in 4 years. You out of here. But his next thing is he's trying to make kids start school 2 years earlier, and then 2 years after graduation. So that's 4 years of extra schooling. Instead of the 12. And they said that'll help parents because you'll get extra day. You're not paying for daycare on the front end and the back.
On the back end, what do you need?
Free. It's your associate's degree.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's still, people ain't gonna have an issue with that as long as we don't gotta pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so since we're on Florida and shit like that, what do you think of these the school in Florida that's teaching first graders that masturbation is good and all it does is get waste out of your body?
I
Teaching
heard
first
rumors like
graders
that. I
how
don't
to
think
The first
masturbate.
it's true.
graders.
I heard some shit like that. I don't know how true that is. There's always some one-off weirdo.
Nigga, you didn't see the whole promotion for it, the whole video for it?
No, I've
There's a
seen
whole
people talk about it
cartoon for
online.
it.
Yeah, there's always some one-off weirdos, bro.
I
That's
think it's
why-
like I don't know if it's a private school or I think it's in Tampa or something where they're teaching these first graders that
Gotta be private.
how to masturbate and that masturbation is a way to get waste out of your body.
Wow.
Know about this stuff for like a
Shit is ridiculous, bro.
I don't even know what to say, bro.
like I didn't know about this stuff to like middle school shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro. I don't think I started beating my meat until like 7th grade.
I mean, that's
Late
the
bloomer.
thing. They're gonna that's why we need at the minimum 2 parties, because you let any one of them take helm, the motherfuckers go wild, bro. These sides, both sides go crazy.
Yeah, bro. So just
Out of all the things that schools can teach, I mean, this is what they try to teach.
You have all sorts of shit. You have in New York where they have reading time with a tranny or something like that. You know what I'm talking? You remember that?
to what now?
They had like reading time where like the
cross-dressers.
Cross-dresser comes in and have reading time with the kids.
Mm.
It was done at the local library, so you get to make your kids get to meet a cross-dresser and they get to read to them. Like, why would this be a thing? But you know, you let the liberals get into it, we're gonna be some weirdo shit. You let the Republicans get to it, they're gonna be some racist shit.
We're going back to Republicans, bro.
Yo,
I don't think you're going back. Republicans right now, what they've been on recently, your boy DeSantis passed another bill that critical race theory. So they don't want, they're knocking a lot of shit out of, they're making it where teachers can get fired, but they can't be speaking all this shit on race, Black history, shit like that. There's a lot of stuff that are history. Talking about go back to Republicans. There's a lot of shit that they want to keep out the history books. You know what I'm saying? You see how like this shit, you know, people talking about the Tulsa bombings and all that shit that just happened. We're talking about the Tulsa riots when they killed down Black Wall Street. They want all that shit out. They said all that shit is breeding is hate for America. So, yeah, so you gotta imagine.
Okay.
So you gotta imagine there's 2 parties, but you know what I'm saying there's one party that likes to. They feel like there's no need for that history lesson. He said we're past that. We're no longer racist anymore.
Well, the funny thing is, like, all that stuff wasn't like they didn't come out of schools. The Tulsa, they didn't teach that in school. So
yeah, but they've been trying to teach. Now people's trying to add it to the curriculum to teach a full-length history of African American history, show different things. These people are saying nope. They're making legislation to keep it away from schools and where they can take funding from you if you even teach said things in school. So there's a difference between you talking about a couple of weirdos that's trying to pass some sexual thing as another thing trying to actively maintain white supremacy. This ain't by accident.
but how much more can you put up with this liberal shit? Then you'd be like, you know what, fuck it. You know what? Let me try the other side. Then I'll switch back.
I don't know about liberal because I feel with the liberal shit I could always teach my kids myself, but this actively trying to support. You're trying to keep Black history from the books.
It's overdone, man. It's really
Everything's overdone, but you're trying to keep Black history from the books. The fact that Black folks are in the position that they are, and just have Black folks we have to find out why we're in that position that they're, and it has white folks just thinking by default they're the better of the two races, because they don't want to teach you why the Black folks are at a disadvantage, and they're making it where they can get defunded if they do teach you of said history or anything like that. So you know what I'm saying? What do you think? Who you know what I'm saying? Who you think? What system do you think that benefits?
And mind you, they're trying to take slavery out the books.
Exactly.
They're trying to tell people that Black folks were indentured servants.
Yeah,
you know
they had renamed it after a while. Instead of the slave trade, they called it the triangle trade or the triangle the sugar trade. So they, instead of the triangle slave trade, they had renamed it to the sugar trade. They actively go in there and try to revamp and try to make America look better, this, that, and the third. And it's to our detriment. If every time they keep wiping out the bad stuff they've done to us and never explaining it, everyone's gonna think, wow, why the fuck they so fucked up? They're not even gonna ask why the fuck. They're just gonna assume that these people have been fucked up from the beginning.
Right. They're not gonna ask why these black women have bonnets on their head at the airport.
They're not gonna ask none of that. They're just gonna assume I read the books, everyone had the same fair shake, and these niggas just can't get their shit right.
You know what I mean? Pull themselves by the bootstraps and they bonnets.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is, and it matters. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different thing. These Republicans, you know what I'm saying, I feel it's a different kind of evil it is to try to keep history out of the books. There's a difference when you don't know, when you actively do it. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers, I feel it's a different kind of evil going on.
And that's just a piece of the history too, man. Because we only talking about American history. Yep. We're not even go back all the way back to Africa when we was running shit for real. Yep. Telling people how to take a shower and shit. We had universities just giving free game. Be like, yo, I don't know where you came from, but like, yo, this is, if you want to do math, this how you do numbers and stuff for real. Just giving free game. Just you guys, we all Haitian, right?
Yep.
When people come to my house, when people came to my parents' house, my parents used to give them the master bedroom, their bedroom, for people to sleep in.
Just make them comfortable.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's on some, you my guest, I'm gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? That's what Africans was doing back in the day. We had universities and this and that. Europeans come through like, hey, what y'all got going on over here? Man, this is what we got, man. Y'all don't know math like we do, right? Here's the math, and we got universities, and show them, show this and show that. And then next thing you know, they got all the, hey, man, we taking y'all to America, man. We gonna make y'all slaves. We're gonna make y'all work in the fields type shit.
See, I would have been cool if they were even with showing any aspect of it when they're showing where they have the tribes that they tricked out of the thing. But they're not showing any of it. They don't even want to speak on that aspect. And every now and then they will bring up the fact that, hey, there were black slave owners too back then. They're quick to try to say that our role in any of it or any of it that played a role into it, but they don't understand. But they keep wanting to annexing out their part. But the educational system is all jacked up from the way that the globes are drawn to the shapes and size of the continents. The fact that they make Africa not as big as that it's proportion wise, it's nowhere as big as it should be. It's wild, bro. There's so much different layers upon layers of white supremacy.
Yeah, they do play that psychology. Yeah, it's deep, bro.
Yeah, it's very fucking deep. So deep, the fact that school systems is a whole different thing.
So since you're a parent, right? Greg, you got kids too or no?
No.
All right. So Nate, since you are a parent, and I don't know what they're teaching in schools nowadays. I know what I know, and then the stuff that I knew after the fact that I learned while I was in college, just because I went to Black Student Union, and then that's when that opened up my mind to start doing my own research on shit. Right? What are you teaching your kids as far as like history wise? Like, are you teaching your kids like the stuff that they're not getting taught in school?
Yeah, we try to lay it on there, let them know some of the things, and you try to lay it on a point where you don't want them being resentful in a sense like how we are. Because I say wokeness, to be woke is in a constant state of anger. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Woke is a constant state of anger. So you want to show them that, look, don't, you know what I'm saying? You teach them a bit. They're like, listen, don't believe these stories. We were great. This happened. They know that. Our kids are woke and they know as far as that, but we're not constantly laying it into them. You know what I'm saying? But they know the difference. We teach them our history as well. But there's just still so much thing. Like I said, it affects every aspect of it, man. Like when just from Juneteenth to all these sorts of just today, I was watching a documentary of when they had buddy from Black Panthers that got killed.
Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton. And they're saying the fact that no one went to jail behind it, all those cops said it was a legal shooting. And you see, he died all the same way as Martin Luther King. It wasn't the fact that he was bringing black folks together. It's the second he tried bringing, when they started bringing white folks, poor white folks, when they did the Rainbow Coalition, when he started bringing poor folks of all colors together. So he wasn't bringing white folks in his own group, but he started getting poor white folks to organize along with them. So there'll be blacks, you know what I'm saying, fighting for rights, and white fighting rights. And they thought that was too much. And then when they killed them, and then after they killed him, everything he was fighting for, they implemented. The free school lunches in the morning. None of that shit used to be around back in the days. Breakfast in the morning, that wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff he had back in the days during Black Panther parties, after they killed him, they took credit and they just kept it moving.
Mm.
So it's a wild thing. And the fact that we don't speak enough about all the black leaders that are killed and how they systematically went after a lot of these groups and dismantled them after a while. And we just go about and just, it's a wild thing, bro. And we just go about and act like it just never happened. That's part of our system here. Like I said, that's not by accident. That's by the institution making sure that the majority don't know that history. That's why they want to keep it out of school. This, that, and third. They need them to keep buying and drinking the Kool-Aid, buying into the bullshit. That's what I'm saying. That's by design by the system.
Well, how do you think we can start to fix that? Like, where do we start? Like,
you gotta even speak on it. Just this week, the fact that Joe Biden even spoke on the Black Wall Street bombing, that's the first ever president even spoke on that shit. Just this week.
Joe Biden?
Yeah, Joe Biden. That was a major thing.
No, okay. I was thinking about Joe Budden.
No, Joe Biden.
Joe Budden.
Yeah.
That nigga.
That was a major thing. And he said something we should never forget, this, that, and third, because we forget of all the terrorism that happened in America. White people just get mad out the blue one day and just burn down a black neighborhood, and we just kept them moving. No one went to jail. It reminds me of the same way that happened with the way they stormed the Capitol. These motherfuckers stormed the Capitol on what was that, like on a Friday or Monday? We fast forward months later, everyone in the media acting like this shit didn't even fucking happen. You got congressmen voting saying that they voted just this past week, Republicans voted that it doesn't even need to be investigated. This is how the white folks used to be able to get away with shit back in the days. You could kill a whole block, and then the group of people that are in charge like, nothing happened with that. And then we just keep it moving. Years later, no reparations. And that's how it happens over and over again. There's white empowerment happening right before our eyes. The motherfucker storm a Capitol building, and no person still hasn't been charged with fucking sedition. Because you want to get your government.
Lose, bro.
That should be the biggest charge. They're being charged with entering forbidden space or federal. They should be charged with sedition. You went against your government.
It's treason.
No one's been charged with that. Treason, sedition. There's none of them that have been charged with that. That should be the charge. When the Puerto Rican guys did it years ago, that's what they got charged with. You didn't see them. They sat them down for 20-some years. When black folks do it, that's what the charge they're getting back in those days. Treason, sedition, going against your government. When these white folks do it, it's breaking and entering, unlawful entering, all this bullshit.
Straight up, like this.
Hey, put your living. Yeah. I've been telling niggas it ain't ours, bro. It ain't. Yeah. It ain't like, the whole like, you want to be patriotic this, patriotic that. Sit somewhere. go sit somewhere, bro. Like they prove it over and over again that we could do this and you can't. It's ours to take.
This is crazy.
That's what they're saying. It is ours to take.
It's not their fault for thinking like that. They're, as you can see, the power that be allows them to do that. When they get out of line, they ain't getting smacked back down. You know what I'm saying?
They get a little tap on the wrist.
They get a little tap on the wrist. We get out of line, they dismantling our whole shit. They signing informants, putting them in there, breaking it down until the whole system don't work anymore. You know what I'm saying? When it's a threat, there's a reason why you see even with Black Lives Matter, as it's going on, we keep hearing stories of this person using misappropriated funds or that story. This is their job to constantly break down anything that's going against the system. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's like I'm saying, it's a wild thing, man. And you got half black folks that ain't believing into it. So that's their job. That's how the system has to protect its own. Have to make sure the system keep going. At the very least, that's what they're gonna do.
We got anything else for tonight?
I think
What we going on? What's the time, Nate?
we're at 2 a.m. What time do we start? Does it show the time? This is definitely a good episode from the West End. It doesn't show the time, so when we stop it, something. But I think we should. This definitely at least a 2-3 hour episode. Yeah, I want to give them any things that y'all are on this past weekend or anything like. Give them anything to hop on, any shows or events or anything or the other. Oh, they said this is the first. This is gonna be the first playoffs that Steph Curry or LeBron hasn't been in since. Let's see, how many years has it been?
Well, it's gonna be the first finals that Iguodala hasn't been in since 2010, I believe.
Jesus Christ. It's wow.
He's like Hurry without the shots.
Yeah, since 2010, that's the first finals that hasn't had LeBron or Steph Curry in it. Since 2010. You know, LeBron will be back. Yeah. What recommendations y'all have for the week?
My recommendation was well, I watched this movie off of Amazon called Wrath of Man.
Oh, was that with Jason Statham or who was that? Who's the name?
Yeah, Jason Statham. What's his name? Statham.
Jason,
yeah.
Jason Statham.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Cost me $20, so I did. He's one of my favorite actors out there because he does a lot of his own stunts. So he you know.
How about you? Joe?
Amazon too just bought Paramount.
So that did happen.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot more movies being streamed to Amazon.
Jeff Bezos, getting that bag.
Yeah, ridiculous, man.
Now that he stepped down as Amazon CEO, now that he's a regular citizen, apparently, y'all don't get to criticize him with his wealth anymore. Y'all don't get to drag him out. You don't have to come before Congress anymore.
Man, he still hold chairs. He's still gonna be like what, the chairman or something?
He's still the chair, but he don't have to go before Congress. Anyone can be there.
You gotta get grilled, yeah.
You gotta get grilled every day.
Don't say shit to me.
y'all watching the sack a little too much after that. He's like, let me fall back right quick.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be about pretty soon they're gonna have to break up Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, well,
a lot of these companies should have been broken up, but America's not even saying it. We'll see where it goes down to.
Yeah, they're behind the tech game for
real. You got any recommendation, Didie?
No, nah, I haven't been on the TV joint for a minute, dog. I've been slacking on that, so no, I don't have anything. I know I want to watch that movie with the was it the quiet whatever
The Quiet Place. I haven't seen part one, but the trailer for part two looked good, so I have to go back and watch it. Yeah,
the part one was good, so I definitely want to see the second one.
You got one, any Juno?
Not really. All I've been watching recently is the Godfather of Harlem. It's on season 2.
Yeah.
So I've been watching that lately, but nothing really other than I'm gonna be in Orlando this weekend. The listeners could let me know what to do in Orlando this weekend. I'd really appreciate that because I'm still trying to find a brunch to go to on Sunday. So
you live there, you don't know what the hell going on?
Juno barely be in Orlando anymore, bro. What do you mean?
I live in New York, sir.
Not the New York son.
I live in New York, son.
Stop playing with me, bro.
When I greet people, I say you're
not the year.
That's how I greet people now, bro.
Did you buy some Tim's for up there?
Oh shit!
Nah, it's not cold up
here. Not cold
right
enough
now.
for it to call for it.
It's summertime, huh?
It's summertime, so. But if it get back to cold weather, I definitely will get some Timbs.
Juno, I'm gonna pull up on you, man, on a Monday, Tuesday type shit, man. And there's stuff to do.
Just let me know, bro. New York is I think New York is fully open now.
It is. I know.
So
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there tomorrow.
Nah, see, I'm getting ready to fly out on Saturday morning, Friday night. So
Okay.
if it was any other day, I'll definitely link up with you.
No, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, just let me know. I'm here. I'm in the Bronx.
BX Borough. All right.
You know,
Dog.
the Bronx is just as crazy as Florida, so this is where I'm comfortable at.
Exactly. That's why you
Oh,
feel right at
Lord.
home. Geeked up.
I say hood shit, man. Niggas on Tim's in the summertime.
Amongst all the chaos, feel right at home, man.
Yeah.
I don't have any recommendation. Oh, what did I watch this past weekend? I watched that Disney released the Cruella live
What
action.
was it?
It was fire, man. My kids were bugging me to watch it. You rented it from home off the Disney XD Plus or whatever. You feel like the $30, $20 to watch it early. It was dope. Real good movie. I was like, okay, Disney got so much content that they have from when we were growing up that were used to be regular storybooks that they're making live action now.
What is it called?
Cruella.
Corella?
Yeah, remember from
101
Dalmatians.
Oh,
Black and white hair.
that lady. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's about
Oh,
Cruella.
now I remember. Yeah, I saw the preview.
So it's about her backstory. Remember before that they did Maleficent?
Listen, nigga, I was outside. I don't know nothing about them cartoons.
That nigga on some hood shit, way.
Listen,
I was outside.
All right, but they did Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. That was fire.
They got a story for you too. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, it was real good. It was dope, and so
Okay.
I was surprised.
It looked interesting for real though.
I'll check it out.
lie.
Diddy, you got anything you need to plug, shout out, let the folks know where they could reach you at or get in contact with you, your social medias, let us know.
You can check me on Instagram, 509 reasons. Stirring the Pot Talks, Stirring the Pot Podcast. I was gonna record an episode this weekend, get back on it. It's been a while.
What platforms are you guys on?
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. So if you go on Stirring the Pot Talks on Instagram, you'll be able to find all the links throughout there. And yeah, just check me out. Just talking that, just trying to, keep it interesting.
Are you doing any specific point, or are you just basically catching up on just different things of pop culture, like how we doing it? Are you hip hop based or financial or anything? Because I remember at one point you were going to do the financial aspect of it, weren't you?
Yeah, that was just the stuff I was doing on Facebook, just because they want shit to do outside, and it's like we might as well learn something brand new. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Stirring the Pot Talks, I just want to talk about the stuff that's like the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, the taboo shit or whatever.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's conversation that need to be had. Like, I guess we didn't touch on it too much, because when you were saying the DeSantis joint with the transgender in sports, that would be a good topic to talk about, because it's like, how am I expect a transgender female to actually compete with a regular woman? Like that's a whole nother conversation. We're not going to get too far into it, but
They're trying to say it's the same. So,
do you
but how?
I don't know if it needed a law for it to make it a law. Some of these stuff work themselves out, man. Some of these stuff ain't ever happened before. Why you got to put a law on it? All law do is cause trouble sometimes. It's like when Obama made it where trans could use whatever bathrooms. People been using whatever bathrooms they wanted. We don't need a law for that. Ain't nobody bathroom checking you. Ain't nobody following you into the bathroom. It's not illegal to use the other bathroom anyways. The fact that you made it a law, sometimes you just raising hell where it don't have to be.
Yeah, I feel you.
Some of these stuff are common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did it. I was listening to your I was listening to the last episode that came out, I think Sunday, where y'all was talking about the list and relationships and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I was like, damn. One of the chicks on there, I was like, the fuck is she talking about?
What was her views?
Try to think of the list.
It was the One of the chicks that's talking about when she met her ex or boyfriend at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, she's a little masculine.
Mm.
I wonder if that's what's keeping her single. Because she was the only female on there cursing and saying profanity words. So I
Yeah.
was like, that's probably why you're single.
Maybe she's from New York.
It don't matter where she's from.
Yeah, it don't matter. And
It don't matter where
I
you're
thought these
from.
New York girls get off like that. They talk very, you know, they're very.
Yeah, and that's why they very single.
that's just not cool for real, dog. Like I don't find that shit no way near sexy.
Exactly. So I kept like she was the only one that was like shit this, shit that. And I was like, yeah, this is why you're single.
But don't tell him that though. That's the thing. Don't tell him that.
Oh, I tell him.
I'm
I'm that nigga.
doing
I
the
tell him.
Lord's work. Huh?
But that's the thing. The thing is, it's like you'll tell them that, and they not gonna listen to you for. It's like, all right, well, at this point, I wash my hands. I stop even if somebody asks me any type of information on a male perspective, I'll give it to them. But at this point, I stop talking to them because y'all, you know what I mean. I don't want to get into my, y'all think that a man's supposed to think the way y'all think, and that's not how this shit works. This is not how this shit works. So it's weird. It's weird, man. It is what it is. Just stay single for the rest of your life. I need my dog whistle.
That might be the Florida boy in you. Cause them New York niggas love their rude girls.
I do that shit right there, bro.
I love that shit.
Get that shit the fuck from me. I don't want to have to argue with you.
Us Southern boys wait on that shit. You know, them New York girls. That's spicy. That's what they call it there.
Yeah, let's argue so we can fuck later. No, I'm not with that shit. I don't need that energy.
I could just fuck you. You don't have to argue.
Yeah. What you need this extra motivation for? Are you tripping?
You dead ass, son? You dead ass?
These chicks right here, fuck you with the Tim's on, dog.
I think that's about it, though. You want to sign us off, Joe?
All right, folks. You already know what to do. Hit us up on That's Absurd Pod on Instagram, That's Absurd Pod on Twitter, That's Absurd Podcast on Facebook, and you can always drop an email at That's Absurd Podcast on That's Absurd Podcast at gmail.com. And the voice line is always open. That voice line number is 407-900-6076. That number is 407-900-6076. And you can always catch Didie at Stirring Up the Pot on
Stirring the Pot Pod.
Stirring the Pot.
Stirring the Pot podcast.
You don't fuck me up too.
You can catch it on iTunes, Google Music, or Google Podcasts, Spotify, all your platforms that you usually catch your podcasts at. Definitely hit them up.
Appreciate it, bro.
Give them a subscribe,
Share,
rate, review, share. You already know how it is. Good conversations. My dog's on there. He's a moderator. He don't really speak much on it, but he's the moderator, letting folks know, hey, y'all going off topic a little bit. Y'all need to draw it back.
How do you select your guests?
No, it's just whoever want to jump on.
It's a women's podcast.
Do you do it from Clubhouse?
Say it again.
You do it from Clubhouse?
I haven't done Clubhouse in a minute, but it's easier to get women on there rather than men, and I really need the men to get on there for real because that's why I try to I want to be the moderator, but it's hard to get men on there that want to speak their two cents.
You gotta just call the devil.
You need some support.
Bet that. Hell yeah. Because
you need some support.
I'm gonna have to get y'all on there.
Let me know when you need some toxic masculine energy. And I got you.
I need that on there because it's like, damn, it's like I'm not the only one that thinks this way. Y'all think that men think this way. It's like I'm not the only one that thinks this way. It's like other dudes think this way too. So I don't know why y'all think it. Maybe I'm crazy. That's
like the Migos say, though, ain't nothing but some straightening. We come out there and nothing but a little bit of straightening.
Man. No bullshit. I'm gonna have to get y'all on there soon.
Do you guys record it like on a Zoom platform where everybody's on camera, or is it just like call in?
It's definitely on a Zoom. So it's either I do an episode by myself, or I'll do the Zoom. So like the last couple episodes was on the Zoom.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely, need that man help. You feel me?
I got you, bro. Let me know whenever you need it. I got you. But
Appreciate
the women got to be on camera. I got to look at them in their eyes and tell them bullshit.
Yeah, look at it.
I need that for real.
You gotta look right at the bonnet, huh?
They gotta get on
Right.
camera.
No,
You
straight
got to
up.
get on camera for me to talk to you. If you just got your picture up, I ain't taking you serious. I need to see you and look you in your eyes and tell you full of shit.
No, we on that. The camera's on.
Guys, what size are you? How much you weigh?
Ooh, not the
Dress
Kevin
size?
Samuels. Not the Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, I'll do all that.
I gotta chill. Real shit. I need y'all on there for real, cause
So, bro, just let me know if you ever need us on there. We there. We support. So
Appreciate it.
it
for
is
sure.
what it is. Any one of us will jump on there. You just gotta let us know.
Yeah, throw some men thoughts on that.
I'll definitely do that, man. I'll definitely do that for sure. Thank
All
you.
right, bro. We appreciate you for joining us this week.
Thank you guys.
We definitely had a great conversation. This was one of the longer episodes. We're probably going on like 4 hours now.
Yeah.
Damn, for real.
So
That's crazy.
You cover some on there.
all right, folks. Thank you. We say that every week, but we drop that shit in 1 week. It is what it is.
You could always space them out 2 days apart at least. Part 1, then part 2.
All right, folks. Appreciate y'all for sticking through with us for this long ass podcast, and we'll catch you guys next week or whenever we come back on.
All right. Out. Stop video.
Yeah, thanks for having me, y'all.
Nate, you got to stop recording now.